Week 2 at Denver, another loss. So he's got the Jaguars 0-2. Again, 9-8, not a terrible overall record. I don't know how we get to 9-8 if we ain't beating Cleveland at home. But then you turn around, beat the Patriots at home, win at Cincinnati, and then sweep London. You beat Philly and Houston. So you go from 0-2 to 4-2. Well, if you're 4-2 and on that run, I got news for you. You're not going 9-8. You're going better than that. Off the bye, at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Or should that be the Colts? Because nothing but L's here in Jacksonville. We talked about this. It's been like over a decade that Indianapolis hasn't won here. Sure, let's throw an L on there. Next week at Baltimore, a loss. Next week at Tennessee, a loss. At the Giants, a loss. Man, what are you smoking, Connor Orr? The Jaguars are not fixing to lose 4 straight games with 3 of them to the Colts, the Titans, and the Giants. You've lost your mind, friend. You need to check underneath that bald-headed dome of yours, Connor Orr. That's silly talk. But to get to 9-8, this is what you do. You beat Tennessee. You win at Chicago. You beat the Steelers at home. And then you lose at Houston, at Dallas, beat Washington, and then win at Indy for 9-8. That is a round and about. I'm just going to use this word to describe that potential path for the Jaguars, and thinking that 9-8, if it does come, will come that way. That's stupid. Like textbook definition. And I get it. You're some dude sitting in the SI offices. You got the entire schedule week to week. Yeah, you're just putting W's and L's. You're having fun. Oh, yeah, I could see boom and boom and boom. And then you're left with the dust and the rubble, so to speak. And again, 9-8 is not an irrational thought. I think it's a 10-win team minimum, personally. But it's how you're getting to 9-8. So you think the Jaguars are going to win 9 games this year, but they're going to lose to the Browns at home. They're going to lose to the Colts at home. They're going to lose to the Titans on the road. They're going to lose to the Giants on the road. Do you think 4 of their 8 losses are coming to those guys? Meanwhile, you just breeze through London. You win at Cincinnati, where you never win. You win at Chicago in December. I don't know if you saw a theme with this Jaguars football team, Connor, and I get it. Around the country, it's going to take a while to get used to. I get it. They're not that inconsistent one week to the next football team that we've had. They're not that franchise anymore. There's going to be more consistency than a team that will lose 4 games to teams of that caliber, yet beat 4 or 5 teams of championship caliber. That doesn't feel like that's how this team is built. So anyway, there's some more interesting nuances to pluck from this prediction column. When you pull it up, and the very first team you see is the Buffalo Bills, and he's got them 10-7. I don't know where to go from there either. Telling me the Bills are going to win 10 games in a division where they play the Dolphins and Jets twice. But yeah, he thinks they're going to lose at Houston. Thinks they'll lose at home to New England. Thinks they'll lose at home to Baltimore. Thinks he'll lose at Minnesota. Thinks the Bills will lose. Yeah. And like the 10-7 for Bills, I can't even buy that. But again, I put it in front of me right now, the 17-game schedule, before I get too critical. And let me go week to week without diving into each individual matchup or series history or anything else. It's hard, by the way. It is really going out on a limb to pick a team you think is going to be 9-8, to lose at home to a team. He had the Colts 6-11, with one of those losses being the Colts winning here, a place they haven't won in forever. So there's that. All right, we got a lot of Jag talk today. We are back down at the Miller Electric Center. We're on the Duval deck, presented by ProCraft Cabinetry. It's custom tree searches Thursday, gang. We're into storm season, whether it's those big, heavy thunderstorms that'll roll through in the late afternoon, or, knock on wood, we can avoid for another year, hurricane season and some of the storms that come along with that. Let me just tell you, first and foremost, one place to turn to whenever you have tree damage on your property, it's Custom Tree Searches. They do an awesome job. for the competitive pricing. They're the best in town, bar none. And in fact, when you call Custom Tree Surgeons the next time, you're going to have to get in line because Mrs. Peace had it up past here. I'm doing the motion. My hand waving over my head. She's had it past here with getting Custom Tree Surgeons out. It's just time for some trimming and some maintenance where we are. So it might be for you too as well. Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com. All right, we got Tony Vaselli's going to join us here in the 6 o'clock hour. We'll talk about the first week of camp and more with him. We got a mock game tomorrow, right? Isn't that on the schedule tomorrow here at the Miller Electric Center? They start a little bit later, and they're actually going to play kind of a controlled scrimmage. And so I'll pick Tony's brain on what the plan is for that a little bit as well. But that will be a fun morning and into the early afternoon here at the Miller Electric Center. We got Antonio Johnson, one of those bright stars on a young, aggressive defense a year ago. He's going to join us here on set at 7 o'clock. Fred Taylor, another one that's just on the other side of the stadium stanchion here on the pride of the Jaguars. He will join us coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We got Doc Kevin Murphy breaking down the injury situation. And I thought I might chow line through our army of 1010XL reporters in the 9 o'clock hour. Just kind of one by one, like their overall impression of what they've seen. We've got 48 eyes on the Jaguars practices down here, boys. There's not an angle that's happened here that somebody at 1010XL hasn't seen. And that's what we're here for. So thanks for being up and at 'em with us. Again, it's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We're live from the Duval deck presented by ProCraft Cabinetry, and we return to the Miller Electric Center next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
What are you doing here?
Radio.
1010XL.
And that's how you spell it.
1010XL. 1010XL.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
If replacing those old windows has been on your someday list, well, this is the perfect time to make it happen with the end of summer sale at Renewal by Andersen. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer ends August 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Keep an eye and an ear out for Johnny O.
I'm listening.
Catch the man who knows Jacksonville football, John Osher.
Are you sure?
Weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, poker players, are you looking for big jackpot excitement?
You know it, and I heard Best Bet is the place to go for Vegas-style table games and big jackpot winnings. With friendly dealers, exciting action, and games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker, there's no better place to play.
That's right. With 3 locations, there's a Best Bet location close by for you to win big. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. Here's one more reason to go to Big Chief Tire. When you buy tires, you're automatically enrolled in their Extra Mile program, giving you ongoing benefits like $10 off every oil change, free tire rotation, free air checks, and more. It's Big Chief Tire's way of rewarding local customers with real savings long after the sale. Visit WeKeepJacksRolling.com to learn more about their Extra Mile program today.
Chicken here, you know it's back to school time, baby, with Zero Res. And right now, book 2 rooms of carpet cleaning for $149 and get 2 rooms free. Yeah, book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings. Tell them 1010XL sent you.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384. It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Nah, I definitely didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I told somebody the other day I was just copying and pasting. Like, they gave me the answers, I put them down, and that's what it was. But now I understand why they call certain plays, what they're looking for with certain plays, and that helped me with my routes a lot because I can get to the right spot at the right time, and I think that's ultimately what Trevor needs out of us. Not as much thinking, and playing football and thinking is tough.
That's Jakobi Meyers, whose additions certainly seemed to be a very steadying hand in that receiver room when he came over. Parker Washington's emergence, Brian Thomas Jr. settled down a little bit by the end of the year to the point that he was more reliable. The Jaguars have told us more than once this offseason they're proud to be the only team in the NFL last year that had 3 receivers with over 700 yards receiving on the year. Now, that includes Jakobi Meyers' totals in Vegas with the Raiders, but if you just doubled up, he was here 9 games. So if you doubled his production from what we saw here in Jacksonville, Jakobi Meyers would have had 84 catches for 960 yards and 6 touchdowns. Parker Washington really emerged late in the year. He had 58 catches, 847 yards. Brian Thomas Jr., 48 catches, 707 yards. And we haven't got to Travis Hunter. By the way, Travis Hunter threw it all and playing only 7 games last year, was 5th on the team in receiving yards. Travis Hunter had more receiving yards than Travis Etienne, more receiving yards than any of the tight ends not named Brenton Strange, had more receiving yards than De'Ami Brown, who started when the season began. So again, they keep telling us Travis Hunter's not a gimmick, but that's just another weapon in that receivers room. And Jakobi Meyers now armed with a new steady contract. When is Parker Washington up? Every day you wait, there seems like there's some receiver making buku money. And so see how the Jags play this, how Parker Washington plays this. Man, from our time with Parker here and for what everyone else says, he's the kind of guy all around that you want on your football roster. He's a great player with an incredible workout and a team-first guy, first in, last out, they say every day. So a lot to be optimistic about when it comes to that Jaguars passing attack, that's for sure. And just a reminder that having Jakobi Meyers in, and as he said, not just copy and pasting, but knowing the offense. And good luck covering these dudes, man. When they do go 3 receiver, or even if you have 2-4 receiver, good luck deciding who it is you're going to double, which area of the field you're going to leave open. Because even with Brian Thomas Jr. leaving a lot on the table last year, all right, he still averaged more yards per catch than Parker Washington, who was a big play receiver. These are nice numbers, by the way. Parker Washington averaged 14.6 a catch. Brian Thomas Jr., 14.7 a catch. And so Parker Washington, by the end of the year, kind of outpaced him in targets. He beat him in targets by 4. He beat him in catches by 10. He beat him in yards by 140, but yards per pop. And I would expect these numbers maybe to all be longer this year. I'm also looking at the long catch for each Jaguars receiver last year. Parker's long was a 63. Brian Thomas Jr.'s long was a 46. Ooh, I'd play a lot of money on that over as we head into 2027. Jacoby Myers had a 50-yarder. Travis Hunter, a 44-yard catch last year was his season long. So, wow, what a loaded receiver room, and what a difference a year makes when it comes to that. Well, I don't know how else to explain it except maybe these Braves pitchers just stayed on Twitter and they just watched all the talking head reaction and maybe they took exception. I don't know how else to explain watching Grant Holmes and Bryce Elder go out the last 2 nights and throw 13 combined innings and give up 1 run. But that's what they've done, and Elder was terrific last night. He suddenly is steady again. He's got a 1.8 ERA in his last 4 starts. We've told you the fix is in. There are more details. They're now coming out of Milwaukee. It's disgraceful what Major League Baseball let happen with that Skubal trade. It was the Dodgers all along, and the Tigers took a much inferior offer from the Dodgers that other teams were offering, and that's wrong. That's, back in the day, they'd call that collusion. But nonetheless, the Braves starters who, everybody was pointing to saying you're not good enough have been very good the last couple of years, a couple of starts, last couple of nights. Atlanta's won 7 in a row, and that's a season high for them. Out of nowhere, I guess we've got a National League MVP debate going on. This Pete Crow Armstrong is like coming out of nowhere. They're taking on the Dodgers. They beat the Dodgers again last night, so Tony Baselli's Dodgers have lost 6 in a row now. And Pete Crow Armstrong and Shohei Ohtani, I guess, are the 2 leading candidates when it comes to the odds for the MVP. All right, I got the big fella here, so let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll talk with Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer, next on The Drill. What's up, big boy?
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
It's 3 wide for the win.
He's going to have a chance to win this race.
Sunday at Iowa Speedway.
Side-by-side battle to the finish.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's voice of NASCAR, 1010 XL.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over, under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right. Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Good thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you.
Hey, Duval fans, Jeff Lageman here. To win on game day, our team needs a flawless playbook and elite execution, and your vehicle is no different. From routine maintenance and brakes to engine and transmission work, team up with one of 30 local Jacksonville Napa Auto Care Centers. Most repairs are backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide peace of mind warranty.
Score big. Drive into Beauclerk Auto Care on San Jose Boulevard or AA Automotive on Richard Street today.
Know-how! This August, experience David Bowie like never before with the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra at Florida Theater. Hear the unforgettable songs that made David Bowie a legend. A 27-piece symphony orchestra joined by a full rock band changes the music of David Bowie. Saturday, August 8th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Call a timeout for the new Smoke and Honey Melts at Firehouse Subs. Choose flame-seared shaved steak or grilled chicken breast, peppers, caramelized onions, melted provolone, chipotle honey dressing, and mayo. All on a toasted sub roll, only at Firehouse Subs.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the burst flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion.
All right, we are back. We're on the Duval deck, presented by ProCraft Cabinetry at the Miller Electric Center. It's a custom tree surgeon's Thursday, and the big fellow, the pride of the Jaguars, Hall of Famer Tony Vaselli, sitting in his official capacity as a Jaguars front office member.
Oh, official.
Got an overall take on just what you've seen? I know where you stand on the training camp. We understand the importance that it does have, but maybe not the highlight material that fans and media are aching for this time of year.
I mean, I think now that we got pads on, it's really, I mean, I think we saw a lot the last couple of days, and I think the positive is the physicality that we kind of want to hang our hat on, and we did last year, showed up the first 2 days. So that's what you want. I mean, that's at the end of the day, if you're not a physical team, I think you're gonna have a hard time, especially late in the season, winning games, playoff stretch. You gotta be able to run the ball. You gotta stop the run. You gotta be physical, and so that showed up, and that was good. Listen, we've had 2 days in pads. It's the effort, the physicality, all the things you want this time of year are there. Listen, we got to clean a lot of stuff up.
Sure.
I mean, we got a lot of work to do, and we got to be more precise, on the same page. Fight through the fatigue and when it's getting hard, and that's what camp's all about. It's not just the physical toughness; it's the mental toughness. It's coming together as a team and really finding out, hey, what are you good at, and what can you do well. So, first 2 days are great. We have a big day today. Probably a little bit shorter, just because we have a mock game tomorrow, which will be a lot of fun. And so we're in the thick of it, and next week we go up to New Orleans, have a joint practice, so that'll be fun. It'll be a good measuring stick to kind of see where you are at this time of year. And here we go. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, how fast is it?
The season starts 5 weeks from last night. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, It's right on top of us. We got the Hall of Fame game tonight. And
now, do you go up there this weekend?
I'm not.
You're not going at this time?
I'm not. I was planning on it. I didn't go last year because it was the first year in this role. I actually had planned on going this year, and then ended up having to have a little shoulder surgery.
That's correct.
And just too hard to travel by myself with, lifting stuff. I just can't do it right now. So I figured it'd be best.
You're an invalid.
Let's not go that far. I did just work out as you were.
Yeah, asked me did I this morning.
Yeah, so I don't.
Mental. I have mental workouts in the morning, Tony.
As you were getting your coffee driving in, I was
Correct.
in the weight room. So not this year. I miss going up there.
Sure. It'll be fun when there's time. There'll be
a time. Here's the reality, though. As I love going up there. I love being around it. It's the greatest sports honor in my life.
Sure, of course.
It's unreal. Yeah. And but the hard part is, this is my favorite place to be. I got some sickness in the head. It's training camp, it's football. It's part of the organization I love, being around guys I care about and love being around. And so this is, I mean, I'll go. Hopefully next year I'm healthy and don't have any shoulder surgeries on the docket. So get up there for a couple days, but I love being here.
Liam's viral moment aside, I don't think that this Jags offense is under the radar. I think people around, National League, respect what Trevor did, the play caller that Liam is, the direction this offense is heading. They may have questions running back or whatever, but I think the defense is still kind of under the radar and in the shadows a little bit because there's a disconnect between what your guys are saying they think Devon Hamilton is and what your coaches are saying, Antonio Johnson is versus what the rest of the people have caught up to. Does that take sustained success? Like Devon Hamilton's a Pro Bowler if you're in the playoffs 3 years in a row, or what is that?
Well, I mean, I think Devon specifically, I think that's a hard position.
Sure.
To make the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is all about sacks and flash plays, and that's great. And those are big plays, and we want more of those.
Sure.
Me. But what Devon Hamilton does, I mean, he's the anchor of that number one rush defense in the entire NFL. So if you just want to talk about being the best at what you're asked to do,
yeah,
find me a better one technique than Devon Hamilton, what we ask him to do. Eat up multiple gaps. He's immovable. He can run, tight end to tight end, making plays. So I think a lot of times you get caught up on Pro Bowls and all these postseason awards, and they're great. Trust me. I mean, it's an honor when you get mentioned to one of those. So I'm not downplaying that at all, but it's also, we live in an era of stats, fantasy football,
sure,
which is all great for the game of football overall. But I think sometimes as football fans, we miss really what makes up great defenses. Who's doing the dirty work? Who's getting, eating up blocks? Who's allowing Foye, Ventrell, Branson, our linebackers to run free? And I'll go out to the outside as well. You talk about Josh and Trayvon. I mean, a lot of people,
because of the sacks, they don't put the value.
Oh, they didn't have great years.
Yeah. That's fair.
And listen, they need to get more sacks.
Sure.
And they would tell you that.
Sacks beat pressures. I mean, at the end of the day, pressures are nice. Sacks beat pressures.
That's right. But tell me two defensive ends that play all three downs that are better against the run than those two. There's not. You're not going to find it. And so the way we play defense, and Campy does a great job, and our coaches. And to answer your question, I don't really care. And
of course, this team has embraced that.
I don't think anybody in this building cares what the outside world's saying. We have a standard. We have a belief of who we are, and we got to live up to that. And the rest will take care of itself.
Well,
Jeff, the reality is this, and you've been around this thing for a long time. In the 90s, nobody was talking about we don't get credit or anything else. We went to 4 straight playoffs. We had great teams. We had a bunch of guys who were excelled at the position. We won football games.
Yeah, 2 AFC championship games.
We have not been to back-to-back playoffs
since then.
Since the 90s.
Yeah.
And so
consistency is part of what you want to be as well, and that takes time to prove that.
You got to go prove
it.
Yeah. We got to go earn it.
You know what's an interesting storyline to me, or it's curious to me? I remember last year in training camp, Ventrell Miller and Devin Lloyd were locked into a competition to see who was going to be the starter, and it was neck and neck the whole way. And I look up this year, and I see that Ventrell Miller and Branson Combs are locked into a competition for the starting linebacker spot, which tells me, all right, it makes me wonder, can I derive that the expectation of a fall off there may be a little misplaced or overstated, because it feels like, now look, you got to go out and replicate what Devin did on the field. That's fair. But as you sit here now, it looks like that position's not in any worse shape than it was this time last year.
Well, I think that's fair. And Devin Lloyd had a great year for us last year. He earned it was a battle during camp. And we have a lot of battles in camp right now, too. And Ventrell did a good job, but Devin edged him out once we started playing in the regular season. And he ascended to a level that everyone knows what he did, and he was second-team All-Pro and went and earned a big contract. We just couldn't pay that. And part of that was we also knew what we had in Ventrell and Branson Combs. We have a lot of confidence in both.
Combs is really coming, it feels like, Tony.
Well, we loved him last camp. I mean, I remember sitting at cut downs, and those cuts at the end of camp are tough. And we were sweating it out with Branson because we're like, man, we hope that nobody claims him.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had to make the move and cut him, and we were trying to sneak him on the practice squad as fast as we possibly could. And thankfully, no one grabbed him. We got him in the practice squad, and he was an elevation, a game day elevation 3 times early in the season, and was just dominating on special teams. And after our 3 elevations were over, we're like, man, we got to get this guy to the 53-man roster. And so we've we've seen what Branson Combs can do. And he had a great offseason. He put on a lot of muscle. He got a little bit bigger, which he needed to. He's outstanding in coverage. And so we think there's a high ceiling for Branson, but here's the deal. He's got to beat out Ventrell.
That's correct.
Because Ventrell showed up at camp in this offseason.
And Ventrell didn't have a terrible year either. He played a lot of football last year.
Ventrell's a good player.
Yeah.
And Ventrell's like, hey, boys, let's go.
You need that.
And it's
helps.
great. And both of them are pros, and the way they've handled it on the field. And so we're really excited about those guys. And Ventrell has the flexibility also to play middle linebacker behind Foye. He can start at will. He has a lot of flexibility. So we're excited about both those guys.
All right, we got a mock game tomorrow. Tell me how much game or how much mock can I expect from how it runs? Will it look typically like the end of what these practice sessions look like when you go 11 on 11?
Did you go to the mock game last year in the stadium?
I missed last year's,
Okay.
yeah.
And so I think it'll be very similar to that. We'd be in the stadium if we could.
Correct.
The construction we can. And we just laid the sod down in there. So it'll be full speed. We're not going to tackle to the ground.
Right.
But we're not tackling to the ground right now. And if you watch practice, there's some guys going.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
We have a bunch of guys who like playing football.
Next week, there's going to be some pops, boy.
Oh,
you see somebody else.
Like, we make mistakes. And there's moments I want to pull my hair out of the field. But one thing I'll never question about the guys, and I'm watching some of these guys walk in right now, these guys love ball. And
That's
they
good,
love-
man. These things help if you're good. Now, if you're not a good team, that's great, but it's not the bottom line.
They love competing.
Wow. You got a good team, right?
They love
This-
competing.
I think
It's
this
a-
team is, I think you all believe, and then it's not finished. A team never is.
No, we got a lot of
There's
work.
a lot of talent, though, on this
But we're-
football team.
we're
It's a
excited.
very talented team.
We're excited about this.
And I think it's like, it's excitement that's deserved. It's been earned a little bit, not totally, but, again,
But we
not
got-
everyone's been here 30 odd years
That's
like
right.
you and I since day one until now.
But we got to go and earn it again. But going to you come out tomorrow morning and you're going to see full speed football and just no tackling to the ground. But you probably see a little bit of that. But it'll be back and forth. Offense will be on one side, defense will be on the other sideline. We'll be calling it. It'll be a call it, so they're not going to be scripted plays. So Campy will be calling his defenses against Liam's offenses.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So looking
And they'll
forward
be
to it.
competing. Don't kid yourself. It may be yeah. They'll be competing. They compete with each other. I promise you.
Like, I wish I could give a glimpse.
I can visualize.
Like after a practice, if Liam and the offense have a great day, I'm like worried about Campy. I'm worried about, and vice versa. If Campy has a great day, man, I go in the head coach's office. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's go. Because they're such competitors.
And that's good.
And that's what you want. I mean, listen.
There's a lot of healthy signs down here. If the winning continues, it's the beginning of the DNA that you need.
Well, all that matters.
Yeah.
We talk about analytics and everything. The number one metric is W's.
Is W's.
W's and
Yeah.
losses. So we got to go win football games. Give us a chance in December to go play for the division and try to get some home playoff games, hopefully. But we got to start with Cleveland. That Cleveland team's got a bunch of changes. And
Yeah, you won't be happy. I predicted this morning on the air 41-13 in the opener.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, little Bluebirds. Yeah, I remember when the Bluebirds used to fly around you this time of year. I haven't had to give that up. See, pay to the order still comes from 1010XL.
As long as we win as long as we have one more point.
That's
than those
for
guys,
sure.
That's
yeah,
all we care about.
Yeah. I was reacting. I was looking at some idiotic prediction of all 272 games. They got you losing to the Browns. You want me to forward that to Liam?
Oh, do they really?
Yes.
Who's this?
This is Connor Orr of SI.com predicted all 200. Now, he did have the Jags at 9-8. That's low to me. But anyway, he has them losing to the Browns here. Also has them losing to the Colts here. I mean, does this dude not know history?
Oh, let's go.
There you go. There, you can take that in. I've got your fresh content for today.
Just so you know, my first meeting right after this was the head coach.
You go to him and you tell him, hey, you know what Prosser just told me? SI.com has predicted the records. They got you losing at home to the Browns.
Oh, I can't wait.
There you go.
Woo, let's
Boom,
go.
right away.
Thank you. That's
Appreciate
the gift.
you.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, there you go. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks
All
for
right.
stopping by. Keep up the good work. We are live here on the Duval deck, presented by ProCraft Cabinetry. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday, and we got a football fix when we return.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is your VSIN Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Major League Baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays, they complete a series sweep of the Rockies, winning yesterday by a 4-0 score. They'll take the day off today before opening up a series in Seattle against the Mariners coming up tomorrow. The Miami Marlins playing the Atlanta Braves, and yesterday the Braves get a 4-1 win. That series does continue today. On the mound for the Marlins is going to be right-hand pitcher Jansen Junk. Martin Perez is set to go for the Braves. Atlanta is favored in this contest as they come in as a minus 154 favorite. Marlins at plus 130.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
With your Visa in Action update, I'm Matt Pauley on 1010XL.
Believe it or not, back to school is just around the corner. Before the schedules fill up, the lunches get packed, and life gets hectic again, take care of one thing you've been putting off: your home's plumbing. That dripping faucet, slow drain, or running toilet isn't going to fix itself. Schedule any plumbing service with DuckDuck Rooter this month, and we'll include a free water heater inspection at no additional charge. Cross one more thing off your back-to-school checklist. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or DuckDuckRooter.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, when a customer goes to buy a diamond, how do they know what they are getting?
Frank, that's a good question, because what they know comes from the assurances given by the seller, and they can only judge based on the knowledge and reputation of the selling store. Now, over the last 25 years, I've seen some customers misled, and unfortunately, Underwoods was the bearer of bad news too many times. In the 1980s, we saw diamonds brought in with exaggerated grades and no laboratory grading reports. Then in the 90s, we saw some of the poorest cut diamonds ever, even though they had laboratory reports on weight, color, and clarity. Then the American Gem Society opened a laboratory and started grading diamonds for cut, and poorly cut diamonds got priced for what they were. Now we see diamonds from the internet and other places where diamonds are bought sight unseen with a lab report and a bogus appraisal. Unfortunately, not all those diamonds match the reports they're sold with, but how would a customer know? Probably today more than ever, the truest statement is, if you don't know diamonds, you better know a jeweler you can trust.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
You see Daly's convenience stores all over the First Coast, and one thing you'll always see once inside Daly's is a cooler full of Bud Light. It's the official beer of the NFL, and every game goes great with a cold one. So head to your local Daly's the next time you stock up for the big game.
Hey, Hicken here. You know I've been using Zero Res for years now. Heck, I used a couple other guys way back when, even tried to do the do-it-yourself cleaning. I learned real quick, that ain't for us. With Zero Res, you get the Zero Residue Carpet Cleaner. Leaves your carpets truly clean with no dirt-attracting soaps or harsh chemicals. Right now, call for the back-to-school promotion. Book 2 rooms of carpet cleaning for $149, get 2 rooms free. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL back-to-school special.
Zero Res.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
And we're back. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We are perched here on the Duval deck. That's presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. Got a football fix coming up here shortly. Antonio Johnson, one of those, bright young stars on the Jaguars defense, is going to join us at 7 o'clock. Doc Murphy in the 7 o'clock hour as well. Fred Taylor via the hotline comes your way at 8:15. Before we get to a football fix, man, these dudes, they just step in it, man. I hate when coaches at places go somewhere else and then start criticizing the places they used to be, like they're fired for any other reason than themselves. You can't go, like Brian Kelly can't complain ever about LSU and the opportunity he was given. And he can make up 1,000 different reasons and influences why he got fired, because he didn't win. He didn't win SEC championships. He didn't win titles. So I don't like Dan Mullen throwing shade at the University of Florida regarding anything. You got the job because you were Urban's offensive coordinator. You had a good year at you were at Florida what you were at Mississippi State, and that doesn't speak well of you as a coach. You're in a much better place, you'd have much better results. And I wasn't among those that just despised Dan Mullen. I think he's a pretty good football coach. He's not a good – he wants to just saunter in, king of the world, and have every talent, every prospect in the world without putting in the work on that end. And he can't do it that way. Well, Mullen was on the Paul Feinbaum show yesterday. He's now at UNLV, and he's got one of those non-group of 5 teams that could sneak into the playoff this year. But he took a subtle shot at the program's decision to fire him by pointing out that the Gators struggled significantly after replacing him with Billy Napier. He said if the current 12-team college football playoff format had been around during his tenure, Florida wouldn't have made the playoffs in 3 out of his 4 years. And that is true. But they wouldn't have made it in his last year, would they? Where'd they bottom out? I can't remember where these bottom-out dudes end up. Where did bottom-out Danny end up that year? About 4-8 maybe? They all have a bottom-out year. McElwain had a bottom-out year. Muschamp bottomed out. They all bottom out. I think Mullen may have had a 4-8 bottom, which is the same bottom that got Billy booted. But Mullen was fired 2021. He was 34-15 there. The Napier was brought in as his replacement. He went 22-23. And one thing that I can take from these observations is that Dan Mullen has 100% lost the plot. Dan started reading the book. He got about halfway in, and he missed the critical storylines. Hey, Danny boy, nobody's throwing you a parade for going to the SEC championship game. Once, I'll remind you, and losing. If you're at the University of Florida for 4 years and you didn't win anything, regardless of whether you're better than the total flop, a guy, by the way, thought of in great consensus as the worst football coach in University of Florida history, if your calling card, if your resume point is that I was better than him, then you don't understand big-time college football, my man. So don't tell me how you would have been in 3 of the 4. I don't care. There was no 12 team. There was a 4, and you didn't make it. Not once. You didn't win the SEC. Not once. Which is the same as McElwain and the same as Napier and the same as Muschamp and the same as every Florida coach in the history of the program, not named Urban Meyer or Steve Spurrier, who have coached the Gators to every single SEC championship the school has won. So if I'm going to take the opinion of any veteran coach on Florida and anything they've done, I will reserve it for Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer, the only two of every coach that's ever taken the office there that had the chutzpah, the creativity, and the drive to actually win down there and not talk about what could have been. So have fun at UNLV, Danny boy. Maybe you can work your way into the Sweet 16 of the new college football playoff, where you will promptly be dispatched by about 30, by the Big Ten's number 3 team. And it just doesn't age well. Talk about your UNLV squad. If you want to reference Florida, you don't have anything to do with Billy Napier. They didn't fire you for Billy Napier. They fired you for you without knowing who they would get next. And by the way, if we're having a back and forth debate, some shade could be thrown your way for Billy Napier inheriting a roster that produced such a bad 3-year window. There's that part, which is, by the way, why you were fired, because you wouldn't recruit worth a flip. And you would sign a bunch of guys on the last day to make it look like you had a top 10 recruiting class, most of which were never going to come to Florida. So, yeah, you're in a perfect city. You play that shell game, man. Go out on the strip and play that game with them. I'm not buying. All right. We got news and notes from around the National Football League, but I'm going to hold on to the football fix. We'll do it perhaps in the 7 o'clock hour because I want to stay on schedule. We've got Antonio Johnson, who is scheduled to join us here on the program. You know, there were some news and notes around the NFL, and while we won't get into 10 or 12 of them, I did want to point out that Stephon Diggs has a new home. And this is kind of a quiet, under-the-radar potential impact signing for the Washington Commanders. Washington's a team that we talked about earlier this week. Again, one of the fun things about this time of year is that all NFL teams take a extra high level of interest for you. And Diggs is a guy who, look, he's not the number one receiver that he was with Minnesota and then Buffalo. He's not that anymore. But Stephon Diggs was far from a non-impact player with the New England Patriots. Stephon Diggs last year for the Patriots, 85 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now, the big play part of his game is probably gone. At his peak with the Vikings, he averaged 17.9. Buffalo, Stephon Diggs in Buffalo caught 127, 103, 108, and 107. And the Bills decided it was time to go in another direction. He went to Houston, where he only played 8 games. He had 47 catches, and then I think tore his ACL. Went on to New England last year and played all 17 games and caught 85 balls. So, yeah, for over 1,000 yards. So if you're going to throw him into your mix at receiver, and they've got Terry McLaurin there. So that NFC East has got some interesting storylines, man. What are the Eagles going to be with, gosh, it just seems like it's been a never-ending distraction there for 2, maybe even 3 seasons with A.J. Brown. What are the Giants going to be with John Harbaugh? And what are the Commanders going to be now that out of sight, out of mind is back running the offense? And a reminder of what an incredible rookie year Jaden Daniels had, taking Commanders all the way to the NFC Championship game before he was hurt and they went, off the cliff a year ago. All right, we are live on the Duval deck presented by ProCraft that is hard to say fast in succession. ProCraft Cabinetry. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. No job too big or too small for my friends at Custom Tree Surgeons. Man, they check every box if you need a tree service. Every single one of them. Make a list, put boxes, and I'll do you the favor of not having to compare. Here to tell you, best in the business, Custom Tree Surgeons at CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, Jaguars beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Oh, well, he's very popular.
Weekday afternoons on The Frangie Show.
They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
On 1010XL.
You sounded like Dirty Harry just then.
92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn, and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
His name is John Osher.
I know, right?
If the stadium walls could talk, Johnny O would know.
All we're trying to say is...
Listen for Jacksonville Senior Rider weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Truck accidents can happen and can be devastating. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards and Raggets is proud to serve the 904. If you've been seriously injured in a truck accident, protect yourself and your family by understanding your rights and legal options. Our attorneys are experienced in handling complex truck cases and can guide you through this. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards and Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
No way, Jose! If you want the perfect tacos, margaritas, and the perfect place to enjoy time with friends, say No way, Jose! The freshest Mexican food, the coldest drinks, the greatest time. No Way Jose Restaurant, Bar and Grill, Bay Meadows, and San Jose.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. Jason McCourty, the newest addition to Monday Night Football, thinks the Jags are being overlooked.
No one is talking about a team that won 13 games a season ago with a brand new head coach that won their division.
Florida locked in 7 new faces before fall camp, 5 freshmen and 2 transfers, bolstering depth as the Gators hit the field on Wednesday. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 7:02 and it's 75 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
All right, we are back for the 7 o'clock hour on the Duval Deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. It's a custom tree surgeons Thursday, and so happy right now to be joined by, one of those young, rising, I think are going to be stars of this Jaguars defense, Antonio Johnson. Had such a terrific year last year. Favorite play from the year, was it the pick six? I mean, you get a pick six, is that just different? Yeah. Or is there a hidden play that you also would put up there?
No, most definitely the pick six.
Yeah. Did you have one in college?
No, only had one career pick in college. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about high school if you had a pick six?
Yeah, I had a few.
Okay, I would think, but I'm just making sure that wasn't the first one.
It wasn't the first one.
So that ball goes home. It's sitting on a shelf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got his own spot.
Yeah.
Case. Yeah.
What happens when you're one of those guys that gets like 48 game balls in your career? Where do those go, do you think? What do you guys do? They put them in storage, you think? Do you think they put them up everywhere?
I would put them up everywhere.
How many game balls you got right now?
Game ball?
Already. Yeah, at the end of the game, everyone goes, hey, they hand you the ball. Couple, 3, or no?
I think probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have them all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's. I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to pick up a couple more this year. Tell me about this defense. And look, this guy Campanile, y'all enjoy him. He ain't going to be here long. But just his mindset, his mentality, and more importantly, his playbook. It's not just athletes making plays, being in the right spot. So what is the key that's made this defense, I think, better than people think?
Me personally, I feel like the buy-in. If you hear me talk to the media, that's all I be telling them is like, Coach has a special way of getting all the guys to buy into his program and to his way. He came in first day the same way he is now. We're going to attack the ball. We're going to attack teams, and then we're going to dictate what they want to do, and they ain't going to have to play us. And I feel like you see that each week that we go out there.
Well, it had to be such a boost last year to have that mentality imprinted on you in training camp, which is training camp, and then you started the year last year when the turnover. I mean, week 1 against the Panthers, was it last year? Yeah. I mean, so the turnovers started early, and you probably, having that happen early was probably something really got the ball rolling, and it never stopped. So the question becomes, is it repeatable when a defense counts on a lot of their success to be that turnovers forced? Is that a repeatable strategy?
I feel like 1,000%. When that's your mentality to attack the ball each and every play, the ball is going to come out some way. We, in the back end, we do our job of being, tight in coverage and letting the front go hunt up the quarterback. The ball's we're going to force the quarterback to make plays that he don't want to make. And I feel like when you watch our style of play, you know right off rip that we're an aggressive style of defense. We're coming to attack you, and you're going to have to match our energy each play.
Yeah. Is your career going as you would have hoped when you came here out of Texas A&M? You seem to be clicking up, year to year, and this is going to be one. There's going to be a 17 next to that GS, I think, instead of 8 or 6 or whatever it might be.
Yeah, most definitely. Coming in as a late drafted guy, just having the opportunity to come in and play early on was a blessing itself. And I feel like I had a lot of great players in front of me. I got to learn a lot of ball and knowledge on and off the field. And just taking, each day, each year by itself, as a learning tool and a learning step. And I feel like when my opportunity came, I'm ready for the moment.
5 picks, I think, last year. It's hard to get 5 picks in an NFL season.
Yeah, that was a blessing within itself.
You can have a great year and get 2, maybe, right?
Definitely. No, that was unexpected, I would say. But grateful for it and going to try to repeat it. Or get more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The secondary is good, and it's young, and it's hungry, isn't it? There's a lot there. You guys are getting pushed by each other in practice and also supporting each other in practice.
I feel like our room is one of the most competitive rooms right now with just a lot of young talent coming in and, having, Seesaw come back off his injury, and then we got Jalen Husky coming in, adding to the core, and then, we already had Ray. You already have Eden, myself, and just having, all them guys come in, we just pushing each other just in the safety room. But then you go look in the corner room, you got Travis Hunter, you got Jarian Jones, Monterey Brown, and then even the guys that didn't make the team last year that was on practice squad, or the rookies this year are playing at a high level. They're playing at a high level right now. So I tell them, I said the front office is going to have a hard choice to make when it's time to, make the 53.
Yeah, they are. Well, we visited with Tony Vaselli in the 6 o'clock hour, and he said as much. So, yeah, there are going to be some guys that are going to be. Seesaw, is that what I heard you call Caleb Ransaw?
Yeah,
okay, Seesaw. I like that. I like that. I ask you something, man. I've been around here too long to admit, but I can remember back in the days of the 2 and 3 days, and dudes would walk off the field with ice bags taped to them, and I wonder now with the NFL, it's a year long. Back then it wasn't year long. You guys are working out, and doing football related activities, either on your own or mandatory. Do you still get sore when the pads go on? Are you still sore today?
1,000%.
Okay.
It's hard to kind of mimic, like we were talking earlier. It's hard to mimic the contact part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that first week, especially after pads been on for a week, we done had a few practices of banging. You start to feel it. You still have to recallus your body. When you don't hit for a long time, that callus kind of go away naturally. So right now, I feel like guys are in that recallus state right now.
How hard is it to play football and not hit?
It's super hard.
I would think it's not a jokey question.
No, it is. It's because you got to protect each other. So certain competitive plays where you will finish all the way through the ground, and we got to protect each other. So like if a receiver catches a ball, he bobbling the ball, like you can't take him all the way to the ground when we just in t-shirts and shorts. But it's just like that mentality state. Like you got to understand, like okay, I probably would have made that play. That play would have looked a little different if we was in pass. So you have to like just keep reminding yourself, like, okay,
sure,
like we're not in full pass right now. So you gotta. It's kind of a mental game as well.
What defines a good practice for Antonio Johnson? If you go out and when you leave the field today, what have you checked off?
Personally, I would say communicating at a high level. I feel like when I'm communicating at a high level, throughout a practice and no MAs, no misassignments, I'm in the right spot each play. Either if I made a play or not on the ball, just taking care of the details of the play. I would say that's a good practice.
I think there are certain things about football, elements of football, that have become cliche because we say them all the time, but there's a real tangible difference and effect of being in a system for the second year and having all that. And because, it's a game that if you can play as instinctually and the other stuff is just part of it, I would expect improvement. I would expect comfort. Do you feel like that's where this defense is?
Yes. Going into year 2 under Coach Kemp, you see it, like how we just talk to each other on the field or how we can just anticipate certain things just because we know the defense and we're able to. We know how offense want to attack us, so now we're ahead of the game. Like we know what kind of plays that they want to do, so now we can mimic and we can show different defenses, different shells to get a quarterback to throw us the ball. And so because every quarterback's gonna look at the shell if it's too high, one high, especially like as a safety. When we locked in and we showing different disguises, we're telling the quarterback where we want him to throw the ball. And they throw it right there. So like. That I feel like that's the next step in the defense that you're going to see.
It's chess. That chess game's so fun between coordinators, and then you guys are the pieces out there that are moving around. Fans get excited for mock game or controlled scrimmage, however you want to call it. That's coming up tomorrow. It's a little bit different. I know that kind of intensity rises from reporting to opening day. And is this a little bit of a tick up tomorrow, knowing that it's a little more full go, or does tomorrow just feel like a training camp practice that the fans will get to see a little differently?
It's probably just gonna feel like a normal training camp
for y'all.
Yeah, for us. Just coming in and just going through the same process. It's always a good day when the fans are out here, though. Like,
sure, and they've showed up, man.
Yeah. They've been out here supporting us at a high level during this camp, and we feed off the energy. Like just having fans out here, like the practice itself is just a little amped up.
Sure,
because people gonna talk. You don't want to,
yeah,
big plays,
yeah,
all that. So, I feel like whenever the fans out here, the price is gonna be a little bit more amped up.
Well, go get you a couple plays today and tomorrow. Have another great year, man. Love the way that career's going. Excited about this defense and this football team. I know you all are too. But thanks for taking some time with us.
I appreciate it.
There you go. That's Antonio Johnson, the safety here for the Jags. I think Pro Football Focus second team All Pro maybe. Last year. Shh. Don't tell anybody somebody said something good about the Jaguars. We'll take a quick time out. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. ET will come back with the 10-minute drill and more up and rolling from the Duval deck. Presented by ProCraft Cabinetry at the Miller Electric Center.
The Drill. From the DivorcemenOnly.com studios.
Sunshine.
I'm talking about the beach.
And sports talk.
This is what I'm talking about.
Living, loving life in the 904.
Oh, yes.
1010XL.
Tommy Mack here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom-cut mirror, or just replacing that fogged, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror. It's Duval.
Let's talk insurance, or as I say, assurance, because that's what you get with my friend Mandy at the Bowers Agency. Mandy and her dream team at the Bowers Agency will personalize your insurance playbook. they will give you max protection. Not your average insurance agent. Mandy and the Bowers Agency have everything you need. Home, life, business, auto. Call Mandy at the Bowers Agency or visit them on Facebook or at BowersAgencyJacks.com.
Every summer, a new football season begins.
Here's a list of the players we'll be inviting to camp.
Every time something you need to know happens at training camp, you'll hear about it on 1010XL.
This is awesome.
Presented by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Keep your ride shining all summer at Gate Express Car Wash. Buy one premium graphene wash and score a second for only $10. Don't wait. The sizzling summer sale ends August 21st. Visit Gate Express Car Wash today.
25 weeks comes down to this.
You ready?
3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Did you know if you buy a $6,000 natural diamond pendant at Beard's Diamonds, they'll give you all that money back when you decide to upgrade in the future to a larger diamond?
If you walk out with a natural diamond, a natural tennis bracelet, a natural pair of diamond studs, whether it be 5 minutes, 5 years, 10 years down the road, we will give you exactly what you paid for those items.
That's Ben Lupo, with his father John explaining that as long as you upgrade to a larger size, Beards will pay you exactly what you paid them for the original diamond.
You get exactly what you paid, and you just pay the difference. An example is you bought a $1,000 pair of earrings, and you're looking for something a little bit bigger. The new earrings are $2,000. You pay $1,000 difference.
And you can do it as many times as you like. So with a guarantee like this, anyone can start out small and over the years keep trading up from 1 carat to 3 or 4 or 5 carats.
As the budget grows, we're always going to be there for them.
A 100% natural diamond upgrade guarantee. Just another thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from everyone else. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Jacksonville's local dealer for 45 years.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it!
Oh, yeah, we call it the 10-minute drill. E.T. plays Santa Claus. He's got a prize pack for you.
Yes, I do.
Last few days of freedom for the kiddos. You know, those that work in the school systems here, you know, around the Quad County area, most of them have gone back. But the old kiddos, we're on the last, you know, last legs. Oh, by the way, I tried the 10-finger grip yesterday. I did it.
How'd that work?
I played the same. I scored the same. I don't know if there is an advantage or disadvantage. If you missed it, we had Matt Every on yesterday. And then the topic of, so we were talking golf. And Michael Thorbjornsen, who won last week, little known fact, it's a 10-finger grip. Okay, maybe old school, we used to call this a baseball grip. So that's basically what you're doing. Like instead of a typical golf grip, and golfers certainly know this. If you don't, you have either an interlocking or an overlapping grip, which, you know, is the pinky on your right hand and, you know, and the index finger on your left. So either interlock it or you overlap it. Typically, it's the way most successful golfers play. There are a handful of pros now and in the past, and probably more amateurs who do. Just grab it like a baseball bat. They don't interlock anything. It's just one hand on top of the other. Maybe tuck that left thumb up into your right palm, and away you go. So I decided yesterday that I was going to commit to it just to try something different. And then Maddie kind of pushed me in that direction a little bit too. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, It took a while to get used to it. You feel so right-hand strong with that grip versus a golf grip. But at the end of the day, it was the same. I think I shot 82. It's the same daggum 82 I would have shot, if I only used 7 irons. I'm in a rut. So there you go. There's a little useless info. The PGA Tour is underway. We'll give you first leaderboard update a little bit later this morning. What else we got going on in the big, bad sports world, E?
Well, speaking of golf, Jeff, since you brought it up, are there some major golf courses in Philadelphia or in the Pennsylvania area?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked is because there's this online conspiracy going on with the fact that's one of the reasons LeBron chose to go to Philly.
No, I don't want to misstate any, but Aronimink, they just had a major up there. Top golf courses in Penns. No, they've had a bunch of
like a lot of majors.
Yeah. There's some famous ones. I don't want to. Oakmont. You've heard of that one. Marion. These have all hosted. I'm just going through the list here. Yeah, Oakmont Country Clubs. It's had more majors and major championships than any other course in the U.S. Marion is another one that has hosted majors. Aronimink, they just had a major a couple of years ago, and they've had multiple through the years. So, yeah, there's a lot of good golf there. I don't know if LeBron – I think this, man. I think if you're going to pick your NBA market, I bet you can find awesome golf courses about
anywhere.
Maybe don't go to Sacramento. But even then, Pebble's not that far away. So, yeah, I mean, that's just off-season fun, I would think. I think
for sure. He ain't golfing during the season.
No, I'm just saying, speculating that would have anything to do. He may have, joked about it.
Right.
LeBron went to Philly because they got Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid and a legitimate chance to win. That's why he went to Philly.
To keep it on the basketball tip a little bit, my boy KD is back at it again. Did you see this, Jeffrey? He threw a
I saw the headline, but I didn't dig into the meat of it. Something to the effect of the Sixers are his Warriors.
Yeah, in a sense.
Why?
So they were comparing the two. They were comparing the two on which team is better. And somebody wrote on the comment section, "Ain't close." Then Durant fired back saying, "Ain't close, LOL." Joel Embiid, MVP recently. Jaylen Brown, recent Finals MVP. Tyrese Maxey, All-Star for the last 3 years. We all know what LeBron does. And then he said, Klay Thompson, never won MVP, never MVP candidate. Draymond Green, 14 points per game. Curry, MVP just like me. I would say it's not even close. He's saying that the new Sixers team, this team is better than his Golden State team. What would you say? On paper, though. That's what he was saying, on paper.
Why would you undersell your own team? I thought this was going the other direction.
Yeah. He says the Sixers team is better.
Yeah,
and he threw a stray at Klay Thompson.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's not bad. I would take that. Look, LeBron and the Cavs, and I understand that the Cavs didn't have the kind of support staff perhaps that the Sixers have. But LeBron and the Cavs had to catch fire and come back from 3-1 out of nowhere to beat Golden State once. And the other times it wasn't all that close. That Golden State team in its prime.
Golden State team was fire.
Yes, in its prime with Steph and Durant and Clay and Draymond and Iguodala. There were other pieces. So, yeah, respectfully, this Sixers team. Now, look, if you want to go back to that same era and put this team together, we got another story.
Correct.
Joel Embiid is, I see old boy here walking in for the safe security team, one of the red shirts down here. He's hobbling less than Joel Embiid does. Okay? And he's wobbling side to side, making his way.
Weeble wobble.
Yeah. No, Joel Embiid can barely walk. He's a creaky old dinosaur, isn't he?
Definitely. Hey,
but I'll give you the wild card on that team. It's that VJ Edge comes in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a wild card. That Sixers team is good. I'm not saying they can't win. It wouldn't be terrible for basketball if they won the East. It would not be terrible. It would not be terrible if LeBron in his last, go round on a Sixers team in a market that hadn't won a championship since the early 80s. Been 40 years since the Sixers have won.
Wouldn't be bad. No.
They haven't even been back to the finals very often. And there's going to be this. I don't know if enough was made. It's not just that the Celtics traded Jaylen Brown. You traded him to the Sixers, man. That's like the Jaguars trading Parker Washington to the Texans, man.
Right, or Derrick Henry to the Jags.
Correct.
Like some big time stuff.
Correct. You cannot go with you're stepping way out of bounds. I mean, look, it's pretty time tested in all sports that you're hesitant to trade in the division. Well, you can ratchet that up another 10 levels. Sixers Celtics is a rich, thick rivalry. Boston fan, I'm not on the text line, it's not my lifetime in closers. But I mean, outside of the Lakers, you don't play near as much. There's not that sports hate there. But aren't the Sixers the Celtics' biggest rival?
Up there.
I mean, now I don't want to get caught in, Bird v. Dr. J, but I would say the Sixers are the Celtics' top rival. I got Boston friends that are in my phone. One of y'all text me. Are the Sixers, you know who I'm talking to, are the Sixers the Celtics' top basketball rival? I guess it would be the Lakers, even though they only, because of all the championship pedigree.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
Yeah, I would think after that. So, yeah, just one of those NBA storylines that's going to get thick. The NBA's in a real good spot, E. They don't mess it up. They're in a real good spot. They got emerging superstars. They've got intriguing storylines. The city of New York and Madison Square Garden just won a title. There's a lot going right in the NBA right now.
I got another one for you, Jeffrey. I ain't going to lie, man. Ever since head coach Liam Cohen joined y'all over there on the deck, what y'all call the deck?
It's the Duval deck presented by. Now, look, this is tough. I got some enunciation issues here, and I do this for a living. I want everyone in their car to say real fast, Pro Craft Cabinetry. E, can you give me a Pro Craft Cabinetry real quick, please?
Pro Craft Cabinetry.
See, it's hard. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting me to work out here today, 10XL and the Duval deck.
Ever since Coach Liam Cohen joined you on the Duval deck, Jeff, I ain't going to lie. Every day I go home, I cut on ESPN, I cut on NFL Network. You know what I see? And
they're talking about the Jags.
I chuckled yesterday. I'm seeing a lot of Jags, but our entire segment was on Rich Eisen's show. You, Dan, and Coach, the entire segment.
They ran the whole interview?
Not the whole interview, but that whole portion, that whole segment.
Oh, the back where he's scrolling through
where he's scrolling through. I saw my boys on it.
Hick will love this. He loves when he gets on like the NFL Network or his picture in a media
videos
guide.
Of y'all definitely was on there.
All
But
right, well, good.
Ever since that segment, though, I ain't gonna lie to people been talking up more about the Jags and I don't know, giving us a little more credit, but I don't know if I want it.
I think you know what? I'm cynical. I think it's a we'll show you then. I don't think it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure it's all genuine. I think it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, we don't know about, it feels, again, that might be these years of Jag layered into me where even when they're good, they don't get the credit they should. And in large part, that's well earned. There's been a lot of years where you're supposed to be good and and they don't follow up. And talking with Tony earlier today, there's a lot of elements that go into the football organization that they're trying to build, the DNA they're trying to infuse. And a big part of that's going to be consistency. Well, it takes a while to show that. Sure, you have consistency from practice to practice. I'm talking about like league-wide. It's all about the success you have and the consistent success. I mean, why do people love Josh Allen and the Bills? They go to the playoffs every year. Why do they think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl every year? Why is this team or that team? Find the ones that just about year in, unless something goes tragically wrong, like an all-world quarterback loss or just an incredible slew of injuries or whatever the case may be, unless something just wonky happens, you have a real strong feeling that at the very least you're going to be a playoff team. And it feels like this football team. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm not drinking any tea down here, gang. I'll call it like I see it. I have for always. Would I rather them win than lose? You bet I would. And I feel like that's going to hit my sweet spot here for a few years, which hasn't certainly always been the case. But yeah, I don't trust their reaction. I think oh really? Okay, yeah, here you go. Jacksonville's wrong again. Is that it?
That's what I got for you.
All right, that's good. I got a football fix when we come back. Doc Murphy coming up this hour. Fred Taylor at 8:15. So we are loaded for bear. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday, gang. We're to that time of year, man. You never know when those wicked thunderstorms are going to roll through, or when we end up in some sort of storm advisory. And I see all these oaks and pines and everything that's around. When you have any tree damage, you need to make your first call to Custom Tree Surgeons. Trust me on that one. Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com. We're on the Duval deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry on 1010XL.
Hit your boy up right now for a chance to win a pair of tickets to Jim Gaffigan is going down. Let's see, December 27th. I got a pair of tickets for you. Hit me up right now. That number, 904-641-1010. I'll at your boy.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. Sometimes your vehicle needs service when it's least convenient for your budget. That's why Big Chief Tire offers 6-month free financing with a CFNA credit card, helping you get the tires and repairs you need now while spreading payments out over time. Don't put off important maintenance or safety repairs. Take care of your vehicle today and pay over time. Learn more at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Big Chief Tire makes car care easier for Jacksonville drivers.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Tailgaters Parking is approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
Hey roofers, finish and close out jobs same day with PermitRockstar.com. Their full-service permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for Northeast Florida area high schools.
Oh, he stomped his way through the homeland, I'm told. Fresh back from the Emerald Isle. It's Doc Kevin Murphy. You must have had a lot of Murphys around you, Doc, in the last week or so. Huh?
Yeah, we ran into a few, mainly in the pub.
Sure, O'Shea's and Murphy's and O'Shanahan's, they're all over the place. So, by the way, we should admit, we don't do this enough. Doc's such a good friend, and we're so familiar with him. We're talking about one of the best surgeons in the world, gang. And all surgeons aren't created equally. They're like athletes or anywhere else. Some are better than others. And I hate to ask questions of Doc that might call that into question and differentiate between how good maybe certain surgeons are, because maybe this isn't part of the storyline. But I have a question for you, Doc, okay?
All right.
Tarek Skubal, Spencer Strider, and Hurston Waldrop were all, at least publicly, diagnosed with the same injury: loose bodies in their pitching elbows. Hurston Waldrop made one more start, and it's been shut down. Spencer Strider went out for a few weeks with no structural damage, 6 weeks ago. We now learn he won't pitch for the rest of the year. And Tarek Skubal is the most prized possession on the trade market, and it's just, pitching to a sub-3 ERA. So, I understand there could be a difference in whatever those loose bodies is, but it sounds like a similar diagnosis with drastically different results. What are the reasons that happens?
So remember why they have loose bodies, right? So these guys all have instability of their elbow because their ulnar collateral ligament is loose or torn to some degree. And so as they fire the ball, there's motion in the elbow that creates arthritis and knocks little pieces of cartilage off in the joint. And so to go in with a scope and just pluck the loose pieces out and smooth little bits where it came from, that's great. It fixes the mechanical problem that they have that's giving them the pain and catching in there, but it doesn't necessarily solve the looseness problem that created it in the first place. So you're really dealing with how loose is this guy's elbow, how bad is his ulnar collateral ligament injury, and how much arthritis did he develop because it's been going on so long. So the ones that didn't do well are the ones that had probably more arthritic changes because of this looseness and even more laxity of their ulnar collateral than the guy that did well.
Doc, I guess if there was something preventative that pitchers could do, they would be doing it. As this, avalanche of 100-mile-per-hour throwing arms enter Major League Baseball, where, back in the day, if you threw 85, you threw hard. Now, if you don't throw 90, what are you doing, you bum? Is there preventative, whether it's ulnar collateral or rotate? It used to be rotator cuff. Nobody injures those anymore, Doc. Doesn't feel like, compared to that UCL. I suppose no. I mean, it's just a matter of time before, something gets
quit
stressed
throwing
too hard.
so hard, right?
That's the answer, huh?
Quit throwing the ball so hard. That's the answer, right?
Yeah.
And quit throwing so many.
Yeah.
Because it is, it's high velocity and high stress on the elbow, and invariably they stretch that ligament out. It's not going to go away as long as these guys are throwing, 100 miles an hour. And you just look at the videos of the way their arm is angled at, that 3/4 throw, that elbow is just stretched beyond belief. And so it just creates too much torque and force on that elbow to withstand injury.
And Doc, I'm sure there are signs. If you normally throw 99 to 101, and now you're throwing 96 and 97 miles an hour, it may not sound significant. It's significant to the hitter. It's significant to your skill set. I look at Paul Skeens, who's just having an awful year now. He's sub 500. He's 9-10. His ERA is high. He's been especially awful, and his MPH is down 4 or 5 miles an hour. does that mean that elbow it's coming or is there?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's already there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your point of the rotator cuff problems, they have those as well. They're usually not full thickness rotator cuff tears that necessarily need surgery, but they end up having partial tears that can decrease their velocity as well. So there is some of that going on too. It's just not as prominent and visible, as these elbow problems are.
I have a Aaron Judge. I saw finally highlights of him running around pregame. So he's progressing through a right rib stress fracture. He's been out for a while, but outdoor running, weight room work. They think he'll be back in September. Are they being extra cautious, or is this the timeline we would have expected? I feel like this is an NFL receiver. We saw him a month ago.
Yeah, I think they're being extra cautious. It's there's nothing you're going to do about it. It's going to heal. If it's truly a stress fracture, which it's probably not, stress fracture is a repetitive use thing that is a little harder to heal and can be more chronic in nature. But that'd be unusual in a rib. Say it is, that may take a little longer to heal, and that's why they're taking their time getting them back.
I always take note of players who get injured but they're not playing their sport, and how teams write in protections. And it's always easy. It's always funny how, depending on the level of players, how accountable they're going to hold you. But Harrison Bader the Gator, used to play for the University of Florida. He got injured. He's with the Giants now. He got injured. He aggravated a left foot injury in a scooter accident. And the Giants said, okay, that's a paid suspension is what that is. They didn't put him on the injured list. So the Jags have been pretty lucky when it comes to injuries, Doc. They've kept them on their feet, and they've kept them off the injury list. And that's not easy to do. It's not been so fortunate around the league in a couple of spots. Falcons lost a young linebacker yesterday, torn ACL. And Doc, not so much about this torn ACL, but we got a lot of guys that tore ACLs in the football season last year, and it feels like the expectation from Patrick Mahomes, down the line is that they are ready to go when the season starts. Is that realistic?
Well, some of it's position dependent. If you're not a big high speed guy where you're cutting planning, but no, there should not be a higher expectation. I mean, the numbers are the same. As we talked about, you're doing a graft. That graft has to be reincorporated by your body, kind of regenerating that tissue and getting it to heal in properly. That regeneration process of revascularizing that graft takes about 6 months. So if you're trying to hurry some guy back before 6 months, you're putting him at risk for a re-injury. Beyond 6 months, if the quad is back and they have testing that puts them at less than 2% risk or comparison from one side to the other on their strength and agility kind of activities, then they're good to go. But, it may have shrunk down from 12 months to 9 months to 6 months in that interval over time here as we do the rehab. But under 6 months is really a risky time.
What was the innovation in knee surgery, Doc, that the ACL went from it could legitimately hold you out 18 months to something that you could come back from so soon?
I think what really happened was a lot of the athletes didn't listen to us in the rehab and just did their own thing.
Okay.
And they did fine. And you started looking back at it and said, there's really no reason to hold them as long as we did, because the graft needs to reincorporate again in that 6 month period. Once you get the strength back that's protective to the graft, then, there's always some risk, obviously, but the risk is minimized, and, you want to quantify it. So you get some objective testing. We send it around different places to get numbers that are objective rather than just, thumb in the air and say, yeah, you look good. To objectively say you've done all the work and your quad is strong, and agility testing and one-legged hops and all that is equivalent to the other stuff. It minimizes that risk so that you can get them back. So it's more a rehab thing that we did more.
Yeah, I got you. It's there. It almost feels like Adrian Peterson was like the pioneer in that. It almost feels like he was.
And they really tried to get him back, I think, quicker than
even quicker than.
But,
yeah.
And one of the things I'll throw out there, you hear about different graft choices. the standard graft for NFL athletes is the patella tendon autograft, using your own, the center third of your own patella tendon. Quad tendon is a big name thing now that people are doing, taking the upper part of the end of the quad where it comes into your kneecap and taking that as a graft. And the studies just aren't out there that that's any better. And not long enough studies to show that really that's going to replace the patella tendon graft. So we've had the same graft that we've been using, and it's really just the rehab that's changed to get these guys back quicker.
All right, he's Doc Murphy, best in the business, Southeast orthopedic specialist. Are you back on home soil, Doc? You're not calling us from Ireland, are you?
No, I got back late last night, so we're here.
That's commitment.
The,
That's commitment through all that jet lag. He's up answering the bell for us here this morning. So I appreciate you, Doc. I'm sure you enjoyed your trip, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, my friend.
All right, there he goes. That's Doc Murphy, best in the business. Well, this is interesting. I was going to come back with a football fix and hit a bunch of news and notes, and I've now pulled up ESPN, and Bill Barnwell has a really interesting. This one is intriguing me. I'm getting clickbaited, ET. Barnwell names future Hall of Famers on every NFL team who will ultimately be enshrined.
Ooh.
Like that's, and really here, right? If you're, there's really only two guys that you would forecast now as having that opportunity, in my mind, and they're the shiny objects that you would expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trevor and Travis.
Yep. T squared.
Are those two on the list, and is anyone else on the list? I think Josh Hines Allen is too far along to emerge as a Hall of Famer. Maybe Trayvon. He doesn't really get going. It doesn't feel like there's any anybody sitting here with that kind of future ahead of him, but we shall see, or at least take one man's opinion into the equation. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We're right at home here at the Miller Electric Center. We're broadcasting at training camp from the Duval Deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry, and we'll come back with that look. We got any Hall of Famers on this roster? They love the roster. Tony Baselli talked about it earlier. Antonio Johnson loves the defensive side of the ball when he joined us. Is it a roster with future Hall of Famers? We'll go deep into the projections when we return.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Choose your social channel. Twitter at 1010XL. Facebook at 1010XL. Instagram at 1010XL. TikTok at 1010XL. YouTube at 1010XL. 1010XL is there.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn, and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
If you've been dealing with backups, strange smells, or soggy spots in the yard, your septic system is trying to tell you something. This month, save $500 on a new septic system installation from Duck Rooter. As the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, we'll handle everything, from the required permits and inspections to the complete installation. Stop hoping. Start fresh. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. Financing is available.
Hacker, the 2026 Hacker Fantasy League is right around the corner, and we're heading back to one of my favorites, Twin Peaks, Thursday night, August the 20th. Be listening soon for your opportunity to get in to the HFL.
Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Hey, Hicken here. You know I've been using Zero Res for years now. Heck, I used a couple other guys way back when and even tried to do the do-it-yourself self-cleaning. That ain't for the Hickens. With Zero Res, you get the zero residue carpet cleaner that leaves your carpets truly clean, no dirt-attracting soaps or harsh chemicals. Plus, guys, they're affordable. This month, for example, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129. What do I do, Hick? You call them, 287-5727, 287-5727, or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res! Spell it forward, spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
The kids are back to school, and it's finally time to upgrade your outdoor living space.
At Lifetime Enclosures, save big on beautiful glass enclosures, screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, and more.
Stop in and save with our exclusive showroom specials on the outdoor space you've always wanted. Create the perfect place for family dinners, game days, and year-round enjoyment.
Don't wait. Save today. Visit lifetimeenclosures.com to schedule your free consultation. Lifetime Enclosures, bringing affordable luxury home.
Lifetime Enclosures.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
It's almost time to kick off the 2026 season at the bank. Whether you want to be at the center of it all as a season ticket member, lock in 3 or more games with a bundle at the bank, or cheer on the Jags at your most anticipated matchup, there's a way for everyone to be a part of the action. Seating is limited, so don't wait. Secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Devon specifically, I think that's a hard position.
Sure.
To make the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is all about sacks and
Correct.
plays, and that's great. And those are big plays, and we want more of those.
Sure.
Me. But what Devon Hamilton does, I mean, he's the anchor of that number one rush defense in the entire NFL. So if you just want to talk about being the best at what you're asked to do,
Yeah.
find me a better one technique than Devon Hamilton, what we ask him to do. Eat up multiple gaps. He's immovable. He can run, tight end to tight end, making plays.
All right, we got some underrated, rising, perhaps all-star level talent, and not noted. And again, you heard Tony say the Pro Bowl is not the abject indicator of how talented players are and how important they are. But we visited with one, Antonio Johnson, had the 5 big, interceptions a year ago, a pick 6 against Tennessee. He talked about how exciting that was. Devon Hamilton is a guy that his teammates just will tell anyone to listen, this dude's as good or better than anyone in the league. So maybe this is a year where that defense kind of takes a step up into like the public consciousness. I mean, I feel like the offense, we're going to, the occasional Trevor Lawrence ranking of 15 or the Liam Cohen not in top 10 coaches, that'll come, maybe keep their interest. But this offense, I feel like it's kind of getting their due. Right, I think there's an awareness of Liam Cohen, the play caller. There's an awareness of Trevor Lawrence's ascension and probably, more stability now. There's an awareness of how good this overall receiving group is. So the defense on the other side probably not getting, again, I'll reference, they were way closer to the Houston Texans last year as a defense than people would think when it comes to the big ones, yards and points allowed per game. Yeah, there's some analytics that made Houston better. They had more sacks, but guess what? We created more turnovers. And before Tony left, I gave him some great ammo. I was thinking maybe there's a spot for me here in the organization, and I can be the ammo guy. Like, because I'm used to it, right? We're online, we're going everywhere, and every day I'll go into Liam and I'll show him the 5 things that people are disrespecting him around the league. Hey, coach, you see this one? And like I did that with Tony today, like Connor Orr of SI.com has come out and he's predicted all 200 and I think it's 72 games. That sound right? Anyway, a bunch of them. Predicted every one of them. And I can see how this exercise goes, by the way. I sit down with weekly schedules to pick W's and L's. I don't think about trends or injuries or anything else. And then I live with whatever the final number is. And on the one hand, projecting the Jaguars to be 9-8 isn't incredibly disrespectful, but you lose the audience when you predict and project that the Jags lose the opener to the Browns. I give up. Yeah, so there you go, Tony. Take this down to Liam right now and show him they're picking the Browns to beat you here. Maybe that'll get a little extra attention for him. And like the weird thing about how the Jags got to 9-8 is like who they had them losing to. Losing at home to the Colts, losing at the Giants, losing at the Titans. Yeah, if you lose all those games, I don't think you're going to be 9-8. It's going to be worse. So it was kind of didn't make a lot of sense. Sweeping London, winning at Cincinnati, winning at Chicago, losing at home to Cleveland, Indy. What? I don't feel like we're that team that'll be that up and down. I think we're going to lose to good teams. We might drop one somewhere, a road game. I don't think we're losing at home to Cleveland or Indy. I don't think that's who they are, but I guess we shall see. I will say this, too, from talking to Tony, and there's a lot of ways we share our information with you on the air. Sometimes it's just a flat-out report. This is going to happen. This did happen. Often it's just kind of opinions that we derive from conversations we have on and off the air, with people. And the one thing I would say as to what the Jaguars as an organization and a front office and a coaching staff have seen on the field lines up pretty good with what we are seeing. Like Branson Combs, the linebacker competing with Ventrell Miller to replace Devin Lloyd. I don't think he ain't sneaking up on anyone. He's been making plays here. We've seen it. They've seen it. You can't offer me him as a sleeper. The two big rookie receivers, right, that have just made a ton of plays, that have stood out. Yeah, they've stood out too. Expect them to be on the roster. So some of those storylines match up. There are others that you just kind of derive. And I'm piecing together, and this isn't coming from anyone, but just I think D-Rock reported that the Jaguars wouldn't have a contract extension with Parker Washington before the season, and if there was one, it'd be middle of the year. I'm getting the sneaky suspicion that Parker Washington's going to play his way out of here, man. He's going to play his way into getting a team to pay him that $30-35 million that they're giving the Zay Flowers and Chris Olaves of the world. And look, and again, this isn't coming from anybody but me. Putting the tea leaves together, though, and the roster construction. And because, by the way, I got Antonio Johnson joining me in the 7 o'clock. He's the defensive version of Parker Washington. He's the 5th, 6th round pick that is playing his way into, kind of all-star recognition and important, championship level assignments.
Well, Jeff, I got a question for you regards that. Is there because with that sneaky suspicion that he's emerging into this stud, is there a way that he could play his way into solidify
I don't know, and that's the $1 trillion question.
Yeah.
Can the Jaguars, as they are constructed and building their roster and with their vision, can they afford to pay a receiver $32 million?
What type of season would he have to have for we can't let this guy go?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it would have to coincide with one of the other 3 or 4 not being any good at all. I just don't see that. I don't see that.
Yeah.
Again,
that would be a
man,
beautiful problem.
Right. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it is a very, 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 very good possibility or equal possibility that when this season ends up, Brian Thomas Jr. will have more catches and more yards and more touchdowns than Parker Washington. That wouldn't be a huge upset. That wouldn't be a huge surprise. So the key is to maximize what you got for as long as you got them. I'll let those handle. And again, I'm not, and in no way is this coming from like a Jaguar perspective. It's just me looking at the total situation here. You can't keep and pay them all. I mean, we learned that with Devin Lloyd going last year, and I'm not saying they won't. But what I am starting to think is that Parker Washington is going to be asking for the kind of money we're seeing getting thrown around to NFL receivers. And in that context, and betting on yourself. And by the way, if he did take that attitude, knowing these guys, they'd be, okay, go get it, man. Go show them. Go bet on yourself. So, anyway, those just some of the I do know this. They're at full strength with, and I did have Tony tell me off the air to agree with me. This is the best receiving core the Jaguars have ever had. And I'm not sure it's close. Is there a Jimmy Keenan combo at the top? No. But the 4 of them that they can offer up. And by the way, they're Jacoby Myers and Keenan McCardell awfully similar. Awfully similar. There's not a Jimmy on this roster, at least not consistently, but between Parker and Brian Thomas Jr., and again, let's don't forget Travis Hunter. It's a really, really healthy receiver room, that's for sure. What time do we have, Freddie? 8:15?
Yeah, 8:15.
I want to dive into this Barnwell thing a little bit deeper. And again, as I was mentioning before we went to break, Bill Barnwell is kind of cool. And it won't be the fun thing about this column, it won't be just names here. Like this can't be a long list. Tony was 355. We've had a couple of classes since then. I mean, there's only been 300 and 380 people, 370 people going to the NFL Hall of Fame all time. This can't be a list that gives us 60 names. So we'll see just who cracks that ceiling when we return on the other side as we reach halftime of our big show. That's what I like to call it. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We're on the Duval deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. And as always, this beautiful Miller Electric Center facility. It's halftime. Back with more next.
The Drill,
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
where winning begins.
Gentlemen, if you keep playing like this, I promise you, you will leave this field winners. Get in here!
1010XL.
That's what I'm talking about.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey gang, Hicken here. Beards Diamonds is where Jacksonville shops for engagement rings, fine diamond jewelry, and now luxury pre-owned Rolex watches too. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center stands out in such a big way. First off, they're local. The owners, the Lupos, terrific people, part of our community for more than 40 years. Money spent at Beards doesn't go to Wall Street. It stays right here. Beards has the best selection of diamonds in Northeast Florida too. Beards doesn't have to jack up prices to meet a corporate bottom line. Beards doesn't have commissioned salespeople, trusted advisors. Beards has all the top names in bridal jewelry, Tacori, Viraggio, and dozens more. And most importantly, Beards guarantees you a better price, a better value, period. A lot of those chain jewelry stores are all owned by the same mega conglomerate. Beards is your locally owned alternative, beholden to us. For diamonds, bands, rings, and even luxury pre-owned Rolex, shop local, shop Beards.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Summertime is here, and that means it's grilling season. Now, before you overpay at the big box stores, make a stop at Houston's Meat Company on Main Street in Jacksonville. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's has you covered. Shop local, grill better. Follow Houston's Meats on social for updated weekly specials.
We're all good sports here in Jacksonville. Win or lose, we always support our teams, and we cheer to the final whistle. So whether it's a touchdown, home run, three-pointer, a slap shot, or hole-in-one, we know how to make some noise. There's a whole lot to cheer about when it comes to sports, and really so much more in Jax. So get off the sidelines and get in all the big events at visitjacksonville.com/events or download the app for the latest sports schedules. Go Sports! Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus Thursday night trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunity right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by JEA. Jag reporter John Shipley says the one mistake Jacksonville can't make is limiting Travis Hunter. Jags have to let Hunter be the full two-way weapon he's proving he can be. Sam Mustipher slides into the final Jags roster spot. The veteran center replaces Tristan Colon, who retired, and he's expected to hit the practice field later today. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 8:03 and it's 78 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned as the drill comes back to you for the 8 a.m. hour next, right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
Continuity is a big thing in sport, and the Jaguars got a beautiful dose of continuity this year. Liam Cohen's back for year 2. So are his coordinators, both of them. And by the way, most people around the league think both Anthony Campanile and Grant Udinski are going to be NFL head coaches. So to get them both back for a second year, this is a great opportunity for the Jaguars, and one that they're certainly going to try to take advantage of on both sides of the ball. And that's your Duval Minute. Brought to you by our friends at Lift Power. Lift Power, so good. Been around so long. Always on the look for experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians in the Jacksonville area. The benefits are out of this world. 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. That's why Lift Power is voted one of the best places year in and year out for the last few years. Our rapidly growing business, proudly serving Jacksonville for more than 50 years. They're family-owned and operated, and you might have an opportunity to be part of the family. Learn more by visiting liftpower.com. That's liftpower.com.
Oh, just grooving on back to the Duval deck presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. That's our broadcast perch here at the Miller Electric Center. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. Those summer storms or tropical issues develop here and you need work done, you have damage on your property, let me make it a little bit easier for you as you're scrambling. You don't need to go search anywhere. Just dial up Custom Tree Surgeons or log on to CustomTreeSurgeons.com. You will be good to go. Hall of Fame game is tonight. So I guess officially the preseason will kick off. It feels like now with the intense coverage and the ability now, I mean, if something happens in Cleveland Browns training camp, you can see it on your phone or, online in 18 seconds. So the whole need to showcase and platform teams in the preseason seems kind of redundant now. I mean, it's so easy and it's awesome as a sports fan to be able to keep up as in-depth as you can. Man, I can remember back in the day, you'd have to take yourself over to 5 Points and buy a Cleveland newspaper to find out anything going on. I just use them as an example as the lamb coming to the slaughter when they opened the season here in Jacksonville and the Jags beat them 41-13 and Connor Orr says, uh-oh. If you know, you know. But the Hall of Fame game is tonight, and it's a little bit more interesting in these parts. Carson Beck, the Mandarin High School grad, who obviously went on to great success at both Georgia and Miami, is going to start for the Arizona Cardinals, and I would think get to play a lot. Jacoby Brissett's the starter there, and Gardner Minshew, or old friend Chew, is the backup. But Carson Beck, I would think would see the lion's share of playing time and pass attempts tonight. So if you want to kick back and watch football for the first time, you have that opportunity with the Hall of Fame game. And again, that is the Panthers and the Cardinals go tonight in Canton. All right, on the topic, we call this a segue. On the topic of Hall of Famers, Bill Barnwell has gone through the rosters. He's noted the resumes, the backs of football cards as NFL players, some in the twilight of their career, others certainly have a chance to be Hall of Famers, and then still more that are just getting started, and who knows. If you were asking me, though, without any wiggle room, like with consequence, to predict who's going into the Hall of Fame. I think my list might look different than if I were just listing maybe potential future Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? If you really had some consequence to saying player A is going to be a Hall of Famer, I don't know if the list would be pared down dramatically. I guess to answer that question, we'll have to see just how many names and players are included. So, E.T., back in studio, would you agree, and with all due respect to every other Jaguar player, that the only two players right now that you could even, and one of them is just a massive projection, by the way, but if you were forecasting players on the roster that might one day be Hall of Famers, is that right now just Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter?
100%.
And by the way, I would, gun to head, I would predict neither of those two to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is a big boy place, and it's hard to get into. So there's still much, much, much work to be done by either one of those players, including one who's now got 5 years under his belt already. So let's go down through said list, see what we got. I'm just curious. I wonder what the total number is. He's done it in a variety of ways. Players, there are some players that are listed as in. They're in. No more argument to be made. Then he's got the on the cusp category. They've already done the vast majority. Just got to see it through. There's the keep it up category. They're performing at a Hall of Fame level, but they haven't done so for a long enough time. Like Aiden Hutchinson would fit into that category. Guys who have, quote, work to do, aren't on track to make it to the Hall of Fame with their existing resume and or their most recent level of play. But they still have a shot, but something has to change. Finally, the missing out category. It's for veterans who are at the point where they don't have the existing returns and resume to make it into the Hall, although they're very good players. They would fall into the Hall of very good. Okay, here we go. NFC. So when you include like on the cusp and won't make it, the list has obviously grown a little bit. Well, I'll go back through some more. Let's just go straight to the Jags. Bink. Okay. Work to do, which I think said these are guys that could potentially be on a Hall of Fame trajectory. I mean, I just read it. But, you know, they got to keep doing what they're doing and maybe even more. Two players on that list, two players on the work to do could be Hall of Famer list, at least according to Bill Barnwell. Trevor Lawrence, as we said, but Josh Hines Allen getting his due here.
Okay.
Here's what Barnwell writes. Lawrence has stretches where he looks like a future Hall of Famer and ones where he looks like he's not an NFL starting quarterback. I think that is more descriptive of the first few years. It did not feel like that last year. Even when Trevor was taking a beating in the first half of the year, he was playing a lot better than the cynicism was reporting. The good news is that Lawrence is coming off what was likely his best run with a 15-touchdown, 1 interception stretch over the final 6 games, the Jags in the playoffs. If he builds on that and puts together a full season around the level of 2026, he could start seriously earning Hall consideration down the road. And no really descriptor for Josh Hines Allen, but he does make that list there. So 2 in the work to do category. And if I go back to the top, I'll give you exactly as defined what that would mean. And some of these teams, by the way, you got multiple players. Only 2 on the Jags. And so I don't know if there's not a spot to put like maybe a rookie that you think has that kind of talent, although he hasn't displayed it yet. What did I say they were? Work to do? Yeah, that's second from the bottom. I was thinking of the keep it up category. Here's the work to do category as it's described. They are not on track to make it to the Hall of Fame with their existing resume and their most recent level of play. In some cases, that could be because injuries slowed down their progress in 2025 or because they haven't played at Hall caliber level for long enough. They still have a shot, but something has to change. And again, those 2 players, when it comes to the Jaguars, were listed as Trevor Lawrence and Josh Hines Allen. Cardinals got a on the cusp with Budda Baker, a keep it up with Trey McBride. The Rams have 3 that are in. And by the way, that might be 4 if you go by some of the reports that Aaron Donald was working out for. I hope he's good enough to make the team. Coach, you think this Aaron Donald guy will make the team? Looked like he flashed a little bit today. So if he is on this list, it'd be 4. But Devontae Adams, Myles Garrett, Matthew Stafford, and Devontae Adams, he's no-brainer Hall of Famer?
Nah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Say no. I think we get numb to the numbers because so many receivers now are going out and catching 1,800 yards. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba had a year this year that's as good as any year Devontae Adams have, and I think sometimes we're guilty of not recognizing maybe the consistency of Devontae Adams giving you that Jackson Smith and Jigba season, 4 or 5 times. But they have Devontae Adams, or Bill Barnwell does as an end. Keep it up would be Puka Nacua. They got 3 more with work to do. Whew. Mike Evans, a Hall of Famer? I guess you 11 years in a row.
Those first 11 seasons, yeah.
All right, so the Niners, they got Evans, McCaffrey, Trent Williams. Now, in means you're in. Season in, your career ends today, you're in.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, on the cusp, Kittle and Warner. 2 more with work to do. Yeah, man, you see some of these teams. Keep it up. Smith and Jigba, Witherspoon for the Seahawks. Work to do. A few guys, and then missing out. Interesting, Cooper Kupp. I wonder what those career numbers are. Because, I mean, when it came to single seasons, Cooper Kupp was as good as Puka and Devontae. Keep it up for the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan Robinson, work to do, 3 or 4 guys. Anyway, this is I'm trying to think. There aren't. I'll give him credit to this point. You can't put a bunch of guys in. It's hard to get there. And there aren't many ins on this list. There's a lot of keep it ups. There's a lot of work to do's. There's even some on the cusps. But as far as in, and I'm just scrolling down through the teams, I gave you those Rams. I haven't come across it. We got Lane Johnson for the Eagles. Well, we gave you the ends for the San Francisco. We got like 3 in a row there. And then I've strolled all the way down to Lane Johnson of Philly. Others with work to do or keep it up there. Nobody for the Commanders. Nobody for Denver. The Chiefs. All right. Now we'll talk. I agree with all these. Kelsey, Chris Jones, and Patrick Mahomes. Nobody for the Raiders. You got to keep it up with Max Crosby there. So, yeah, in fairness to the list, it looks like a list where you're saying these guys are in the Hall of Fame. That's a single-digit or low double-digit number, and that's probably how it should be. We will talk with a guy who, man, would sure like to take his spot in the Hall of Fame. That's Fred Taylor, who we've got our Monday morning running back pushed back to Thursday when we talk Jaguars ball with the former Jag great. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday as we broadcast from our perch here on the Duval deck presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry inside the Miller Electric Center.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Listen to this crowd. They love this team.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL.
It's your main man ET here, and football season starts at Twin Peaks. Get your league together for your fantasy football draft day at your local lodge. And commissioners, get a $50 gift card at Twin Peaks. Book your fantasy football party at your local lodge, Twin Peaks, today.
It all comes down to Daytona. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns at the Cup Series regular season finale August 28th and 29th. Answer this question for a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Who was in the pole position for last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win tickets to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series August 28th.
To catch more fish, you gotta think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services, and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
This August, experience David Bowie like never before with the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra at Florida Theater. Hear the unforgettable songs that made David Bowie a legend. A 27-piece symphony orchestra joined by a full rock band changes the music of David Bowie. Saturday, August 8th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Keep your ride shining all summer at Gate Express Car Wash. Buy one premium graphene wash and score a second for only $10. Don't wait. The sizzling summer sale ends August 21st. Visit Gate Express Car Wash today.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now, Dan and Jeff hand it off to our halfback.
Fred Taylor, every time he touches it, he's a candidate to go the distance.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm on 1010XL.
Game number dum-dum, 5 yards, repeat 4th down. That's what I just did. I'm sorry. Fred Taylor deserves much better. You know, he's a true professional, and I'm just showed you what's not. I had to make that coffee run, Freddie. I had to get it. I had to get that caffeine in me, my brother. Good morning.
You can't operate without the coffee?
I
got a better alternative.
What you got, man?
You got a pivot. Yeah, I can bring you some pivot performance.
I had that last. That's what we had last year, right? At the theater when we did the pregame thing.
Yes, at the theater. We kind of redid everything, but the same ingredient, but it's a little cleaner energy, and plus it also has some other benefits. So, take a break with your coffee for a little bit. But for now, enjoy your fresh cup. Get your morning started. And what we got going on, man? What's going on from training camp?
Well, Fred, for me to tell you about training camp, I almost feel like there's like a disconnect. The game has changed. The training camps that you were used to going through aren't the ones that exist here. Even when it comes to something so simple as, quote, the pads going on, they just don't. It's not as physical as it used to be. But I will say this. If you're optimistic about the Jaguars and the direction they're heading and how they've looked, we haven't seen anything in this camp that would tamp down that optimism. Like young players you like to see continue to grow, I think they feel like they're continuing to see grow. And when it comes to stuff like the trenches and emerging young offensive and defensive linemen in the run game, we're still going to have to see that, right? We haven't gotten physical enough for that. But I think as things go, there have been no injuries. There's been no major drama. I think they put together here, Fred, a team of guys that love ball, and that's not the be-all, end-all for building a championship team, but it doesn't hurt, right? And how would you define players in a locker room that love balls? Is it simple as it sounds?
I mean, wind in your back, man, sun in your face. You enjoy walking in the stadium. The guys that are early, the guys that stay late. Those are the guys, in a nutshell, that love ball. Guys that pull their teammates aside. say, let's go watch film. Let's do a little bit more. Those guys love ball. The guys that don't really get weighed down by training camp, they recognize that it's their job, and it's a privilege and honor to be in that space. Because if you think about it, how many players have tried their entire life to be there? This is a fraternity of 1,600 of the best athletes in the world, of the best football players in the world. So not all 1,600 of them love it. They're happy to be there, happy to be collecting checks, but there are a smaller percentage of guys that absolutely love being in that building. And me personally, I just wanted to get paid and go home after that was my thought going in, say, hey, I'll go back to Bellblade after 3 years. And I was so small-minded. And then I realized I love this game. The injuries made me realize how much I love competing, how much I love my teammates, how much I love trying to bring a winning product to the city. And I just fell in love with it even more. And I can, like I said, I can be honest. There wasn't a lot of guys in the building that did that.
Yeah.
But I became one of them. Yeah, man. Yeah, even now, hearing the stuff that I'm hearing coming out of camp, there's some guys that love ball, one being Travis Hunter. A guy loved ball so much he want to play on both sides. He doesn't want to leave the field at all.
Yeah.
And
Fred, it's so strange. It's so strange. I'm sorry, finish. I didn't mean to interrupt you. We got a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, no, he's his own worst enemy. Someone is saying, who's going to tell Travis that he can't? Who's going to have to step in the way to say, hey, this experiment, we just can't any longer do this. Because it ain't going to be Travis Hunter. He loves ball. And sometimes love is blind, right? And he has this faith that I can do this. And we know you can do it, but does it make you the great player that we know you can be?
That's another observation. What I was going to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you, was that it's been really odd to see. I mean, it's like Pop Warner, Fred. A guy will play five plays in the white jersey, then he'll run over to the sideline, he'll reverse it, and he'll put it on the blue, and then he'll go play 5 snaps with the defense. I've seen that since high school. So I do think this too, man. When these guys here have said stuff, we should believe it. Like if they say this needs to change or we're going to do this, they do it. And I think people that think that right now Travis Hunter is just some gimmick, gadget, 10% on offense player, I don't think that's the plan. Now, we'll see if he can hold up and he can do it, but I think they're – and I will say this too, Fred, and you can appreciate this as a competitor. If we're in week 5 and they're running the offense out there, they're going to play the 2 receivers who are playing the best. They're going to play the 2 that are making plays. So Travis Hunter can be a full-time cornerback. I think if he's making plays on offense and makes them better, they'll play him there too until they can't. But you know the difficulty of that, and you all have talked about it. It would seem like it would be hard to keep up that playing both ways. Do you feel that way?
One thing, this is what I know, and this is what I trust. I can absolutely say I trust Coach Liam Cohen. I trust Tony Boselli. I trust these guys who put this roster together. I trust that, and I can't forget James Gladstone. I trust that they're going to evaluate. They're going to look at the data, whoever wants to fancy it. They're going to say, this is what Travis Hunter does for us. This is what he's able to do for us. But we also have to be smart in making sure he's available for 17 opportunities to make us a winning product. So I trust that they're going to monitor the situation, and they're going to sprinkle him in where he needs to be. Or if he doesn't need to be playing dual positions, they're going to put him at one position, and he's going to be the best at that position. He's a top 10 player at whatever, or a top 5 player at whatever position he decides to play. I think he's a top 2 player if he stays cornerback. But that's just me on the outside looking in.
I don't disagree with you.
But either case, Coach Cohen, he will make the call, and I think it'll be the call that's best for the team, and not necessarily what's best for the individual Travis Hunter. But in the long run, Travis will understand that it was best. It was a call made to maximize his career and his ability. So we just have to wait, be patient, and see how it all unfolds. It's still very early in camp. It's so early in camp. So they'll monitor it, and we'll see what happens week 1.
Fred, last thing with Fred Taylor this morning, I guess we'll call him our Thursday morning running back this week. I was reading a list. CBS Sports named like the best play callers on each side of the ball, whether you're a head coach or a defensive coordinator, and both Liam Cohen and Anthony Campanile show up in the top 10 of play callers. And I think sometimes as fans we get so caught up in the players on the field. I think sometimes we lose sight of how much the right play calls put you guys in better positions. And I'm just curious, over the course of your career, if you reflect back on it, can you put a finger on play calling without calling certain eras out or not, but just how play calling went into the success or lack of that your teams had?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about being prepared. The play calling is one piece of it, but it's study. It's the play caller has to watch. They watch more film than the players because they have to get excited about what the other team is doing and how they can penetrate and beat it. Football is chess. Not many fans view it as that, but it's chess match, gaining field position, inch by inch, yard by yard. How can we push them back, and then how can we stop them from pushing us back, right? The play caller, in his preparation throughout the offseason, they're watching film. They're saying the percentage of the other play caller on the other side, the opponent play caller, what is he going to do? I need to get in his mind. What does he like? What does he love? We need to do opposite so we can penetrate. And from there, now you got to teach the players. You have to put the players in those positions that you thought in the offseason would be successful. And if that formula falls, then you lose. These guys are smart. The guys that put the most time in it, the guys that build throughout the offseason, and the guys that are able to pivot, make an adjustment throughout the course of the game, those are the teams that are going to give themselves a great opportunity to win. Now the players have to execute that. So as a player, you do want to be in perfect situations. All situations aren't going to be perfect. Now you have to step up and become a player and not become a robot. So you have to play outside the X's and O's, and I'm sure you've heard that before. Who can play outside the X's and O's? And the ones that do that the best, typically, with the luck of a bounce here or there, you're going to win. You're going to be successful.
I have another ringing of the cash register. I'm curious your thoughts. Are you happy to see running backs starting to get paid? I am, Fred. Running back has been way underpaid. So we had Bijan yesterday, 25, and now hot off the presses this morning, apparently. Jonathan Taylor, a 2-year, $44 million extension with the Colts. He has been an awesome running back in the NFL, and so that would be $22 million a year. And it wasn't that long ago, Fred, the highest paid running backs were making $6-7 million a year. So it's nice to see your position rewarded. I would argue about 20 years too late, for your perspective. But yeah, running backs I think are getting more respect around the league, at least when it comes to the paychecks.
Yeah, once upon a time, running backs were the guys that set the market. Quarterbacks, running backs, obviously the end is such. But time, the tables turn. They're back around. The running backs are back up, feasting. And shout out to Christian McCaffrey, man, for actually setting the standard.
Yeah.
He was the guy that a couple years ago he was getting that $19 million. And everybody was questioning whether the other running backs were deserving. But Christian, he sat at the table. They made a big deal of it. He shouldn't get it if the other guy. No, he was worth that. Much like the other guys were worth it. You look at the Saquons, they were worth it. The Travis Henrys. Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I went way back.
Yeah, now you went back to
Henrys
Gator, Tennessee land there, buddy. Yeah.
I know, Gator, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry and the young backs. So it's good to see them set the bar. And now if these other guys do as well, and this is crazy. Though I'm so happy for JT. He definitely deserves it. I am so happy for Bijan, more so because he's a great human being. much like the other guys are. But we have a guy up there in Detroit that's going to break the bank.
Yeah. He's
is
good.
going to break the – when I say
He's better than I thought he was, Fred. Usually you can see him coming out of college and I have an idea.
Gibbs.
Yeah, he's good.
Because I said, you know what, maybe he's going to get just a little less than Bijan because Bijan is that type of player. But when I did a statistical comparison, just the numbers side by side, look, when I tell you Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the highest paid running back, if Detroit is smart, they're going to make him the highest paid running back. It doesn't mean he's that far better than the other guys on the field, but statistically, he deserves to be number one. And for all the fans, you can always go out there and Google, use StatMuse and put the numbers side by side. But it all depends on how his agent goes in and negotiate. And I would just show him that paper. This is why he should get $500,000 more. It's okay.
Sure. Yeah. It matters. Yeah, $1 more sometimes they'll take, Fred. Just make it $1 more.
$1 more. $10,000 more. It's the structure. It's a lot that goes into it. But it's more so, look, Bijan was highest paid for 3 days, 4 days. And it happens. We've seen it happen.
Yeah. By the way, it's the return of the running back. You know, all this talk of 2 tight end sets and 12 personnel. That means running backs are on the field with extra blocking and fewer receivers are on the field in an aired out offense. So we could be returning to the glory days of the running back. And man, we sure enjoyed the glory days of Fred Taylor here in Jacksonville, pride of the Jaguars, and joins us every week for his perspective. Freddie, appreciate it so much. Have a terrific week, my friend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. Looking forward to it as always.
All right, there he goes. That's a Fred Taylor on the hotline. We can't catch him. No one could. We will come back on the other side. I referenced that play caller ranking. Yeah, here's one that I think is accurate. And you know what? When you have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense, as the Jags did a year ago, then, yeah, perhaps your play callers should show up if they're paying attention. We'll find out if they were when we return. It's Custom Tree Search. It's Thursday. We're live on the Duval Deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. And we're back with more next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Imagine this. You and your buddies outside enjoying the warm weather. The grill is fired up, steaks are sizzling, drinks in hand, and you're all hanging out around your brand new outdoor kitchen. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can make it happen. From custom outdoor kitchens to fireplaces, fire pits, and more. They bring your backyard dreams to life. You dream it, they build it. Visit CSSFireplaces.com and make your backyard the place everyone wants to be this season.
At Beards Diamonds, diamonds are what we do best. But did you know Beards is also Jacksonville's source for the latest fashion jewelry for every occasion? Exquisite designer pieces, all new creations, the latest trends.
We've seen yellow gold be very, very popular right now. So the very dainty is in right now as far as little huggy earrings.
Ben Lupo and his father John are also seeing a big increase in demand for colored stones.
Colored stones are extremely popular right now. People like something different.
Sapphire, ruby, and emerald, which we have a great selection of in the store, whether it be pendants, necklaces, earrings.
So if you're looking for an anniversary gift, a push present, or a just because gift, don't go to one of those corporate chain jewelers. Get more selection, higher quality, and better value at Beards.
When you walk in the door at Beards, you are paying less for a higher quality item, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
And don't forget, Beards now has an incredible selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches, all the hard-to-find models. Beards Diamonds, Jacksonville's locally owned jeweler for over 4 decades, in the St. John's Town Center.
Hey, gang, Hickett here. When it comes to trucks and more trucks, the only name you need to know is George Moore Chevrolet. Right now, the showroom off Atlantic Boulevard is loaded with the toughest, strongest, hardest working Chevy trucks around. We're talking Silverado after Silverado, ready to work or play just as hard as you do. I just don't talk about them. I own them. I got 2 George Moore Chevrolet trucks of my own, and they've earned every mile, every job, every weekend. Power, dependability, style. Listen, gang, if it's a truck you want, it's George Moore Chevrolet. Stop by Atlantic Boulevard today and see why truck people keep on coming back to George Moore Chevrolet. George Moore Chevrolet, together! That's right.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Man, I'm going to shoot straight with you. When you replace the windows, it's a big investment. It's a big financial commitment. You've got to be sure that you're aligned with the right company. And I'm here to tell you that investment deserves the straight answers you get at Cash Building Material. That's where I got them. Cash Building Material, explain the options, answer my questions, or I better said Mrs. P's questions. Helped us find windows that fit my home and my budget. No pressure, just honest advice. They'll do the same for you. Cash Building Material. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material and click on the Replacements tab. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Awaken 180 clients have just reached the 1 million pounds down mark. 1 million pounds. A city of people. That's thousands of people who reclaim their lives the easy way, the medication-free way. What's stopping you? Awaken180weightloss.com.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal.
Hey, Jason, I'm glad your technician could come look at my air conditioner on Monday. You guys were crazy busy.
Mondays are always crazy. What happened?
Oh, stupid AC started making a funny noise Friday night, so I had to put up with it all weekend before I could call you Monday morning.
Why didn't you call on Saturday or Sunday?
What? And leave a message for who knows when?
We answer the phone all weekend, and we can have a crew dispatched right away.
You can?
We have expert crews on call all weekend long. And if they're on call, they'd actually like to work.
You mean I could have called on Friday and had it fixed on Saturday?
Or called on Sunday and had it fixed on Sunday.
For the same price as always?
Same as Monday to Friday. We have the same world-class service at the same prices 7 days a week.
Really?
If you call on the weekend, your problem gets fixed on the weekend.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We're coming in all ballad style here. I mean, we got pads popping. I feel like there should be bubbles coming out of the Duval deck presented by ProCraft Cabinetry. Pads will pop tomorrow, and there you go. Now we're talking. Edge it up a little bit, my man.
My bad.
I got Christopher Cross coming back from break. Does anyone even know who that is, by the way? No. You know. Yeah, now that's more like it. All right, let's give you the Cliffs notes. Let's play catch-up here a little bit. The Jags were off yesterday. They are back on the field today a little bit later than normal, so gates haven't opened yet. I think they hit the field about 9. They have a mock game tomorrow, controlled scrimmage, however you want to look at it. And, Yoda, you're telling me that's back to 8:30? 8:30 start time for that. And so that's it used to be the stadium experience. You do that one kind of scrimmage game inside the stadium, and you could come in and do it that way. But obviously with things under construction, they move it or they keep it here inside the Miller Electric System. But I think the closest thing, maybe even closer to the home preseason games, the closest thing to seeing the Jags in action might very well be kind of the controlled scrimmage mock game, however you want to describe it. The intensity really doesn't ratchet up. And they go to New Orleans next week. And you've been banging each other for 10, 12 days, and suddenly there's another logo on the other side. And suddenly when that guy says something you don't like, you feel like doing something about it. Yeah, that's when the intensity will pop. It will be next week when those dual workout, that joint practice session with the Saints takes place. Meanwhile, I kind of hinted on this. CBS Sports, who hasn't exactly given us high fives when it comes to what we think of our coaches and players, has offered up the top 10 offensive and defensive play callers entering 2026. again, it's going to be one of those, man, where it's basically where we are. And I'm talking about Jacksonville versus like immediately Chicago or the bigger cities and bigger medias and bigger markets. They just get a little bit of a boost. You can't be objective right now and compare Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson and not have them at the very least dead even. You just can't, unless you're factoring in Chicago versus Jacksonville. But Liam Cohen took over a disaster. Ben Johnson took over a perennial incompetent. They each had great first years. Their offenses each ticked up. Shoot, the Jags set a franchise record last year for total offense and points scored. So, I can't buy, any kind of ranking where those two aren't side by side. I mean, if you want to have Ben Johnson 5th and put him 6th, then that's good. What I don't like is when Ben Johnson shows up 4, 5, 6 spots. I don't understand. And by the way, and then people go back to, well, it's Detroit. Look what he did in Detroit, Jeff. Why was anyone paying attention? His offensive coordinator year in Detroit, Liam was down in Tampa. They had basically the same numbers as the Lions did. And they didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery and Amon St. Brown and everyone else. So, anywho, I digress. Perhaps Liam will be listed higher than expected here. I'll look first at the offensive play callers. Tell me when you got a problem, E.T.
All right.
Again, this list is the 10 best offensive and defensive play callers. In some cases, it's a head coach who calls his own plays, either side of the ball. In some cases, it's coordinators for either side of the ball. So, the number one offensive play caller, Sean McVay, Rams.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with that either. Number 2, and again, offensive play calling and success or championships are two different things. So, that reminder. Kyle Shanahan. At first, you want to say no.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that.
That's a big track record of success, man. That's
Number
a big, I don't know. Again, play callers. Who are you going to put there? Number 3, see, this is where Ben Johnson, number 1, according to one, and his lowest rank was number 4. He was 6th in the coaches' rankings. All right, so Ben Johnson is 3. In my world, based on what they've done, what they've shown, Liam Cohen should be 4. I know he won't be. Andy Reid is 4. Mike McDaniel, yeah, because nothing screams success like getting fired. Mike McDaniel is number 5. Clint Kubiak, yeah, the Raiders coach. Apparently he's a better play caller than Liam. That's a little bit surprising to me, seeing that he's never been a head coach. And where has he been? With the Saints. He did help Sam Darnold last year. But, yeah, ahead of Liam Cohen, a head coach who, again, I'll remind you, his franchise set a record for offensive production. Liam does show up at number 7. Highest ranked 4, lowest ranked 10. They write about Liam Cohen. Cohen's first NFL job came as an assistant wide receivers coach for the Rams in 18. Moved up the ranks quickly. Strong 2024 as the Bucs OC. Helped him land the top job in Jacksonville. Took a bit, but Trevor Lawrence eventually caught fire. They finished 13-4, the most wins in a season in the 21st century. And in the very detailed research, they fail to recognize or point out that in his first year, they set a franchise record for scoring. Maybe that could be included. Okay, who cares who comes after? 7's not bad, E. I mean, if they didn't have Ben Johnson up there 3 or 4 spots higher like they always do, and I probably would have no problem with it at all. Defensive play callers. Now, this is where our guy should show up. Now, whether he does or not, we'll find out because, again, he plays in Jacksonville. Mike McDonald, the Seahawks head coach, no problem there. Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs, a long resume. Jesse Minter, the Ravens head coach. So why is, I guess, because he's a head coach? Does anyone have recent memories of the Chargers being an unstoppable defense? I don't. That's where he came from. Vic Fangio of the Eagles. Brian Flores of the Vikings. Number 6, Robert Saleh of the Titans. Number 7, Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator. Number 8, Vance Joseph, the Broncos defensive coordinator. Come on, man. Number 9, Anthony Campanile, Jacksonville Jaguars defensive coordinator, about whom they write. Campanile earned rave reviews and some head coach interviews after a defensive coordinator debut that had the Jaguars 11th in total defense, 8th in scoring defense, and 2nd in takeaways. By the way, also unmentioned, number 1 in rush defense. Campanile, who has experience coaching both sides of the ball, uses a variety of schemes from week to week. And we talked about that with Antonio Johnson earlier today, who was a big part of that ball hawking defense. All right, let's take a quick timeout. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. I still have a football fix to offer up. I'm going to chat up the voice of the Jaguars when we return as well. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The roar of the crowd. The theater of your mind.
Breaking free, they're not going to catch him.
It comes alive in your ears.
Showtime.
Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio. 1010XL.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you as Walk-Off Charities has grown, we now manage a large athletic facility with numerous fields, including the Bregan Baseball Complex. To get around, we needed a good, reliable golf cart. I went straight to Dynamic Drives and Design in Jack's Peak. I met with Travis, told him exactly what our needs were. Would you believe before you knew it, the perfect cart was delivered to us at an incredible price? If you need a golf cart, Travis and his team are the go-to. Learn more about them at dynamicdrivesdesign.com.
ET here for Encore Research. What if the next medical breakthrough started with you? Clinical research volunteers play a vital role in helping doctors better understand diseases and develop future treatments. This summer, discover how participating in a clinical research study can advance medical breakthroughs while empowering you to take an active role in your own healthcare journey. Are you ready to learn? Check them out at EncoreDocs.com. Together, we're building a healthier future for Jacksonville.
Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. Who wins the division, who makes the playoffs, who's lifting the Lombardi. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Take this year's Jaguars. Right now, they are trading at 10 games this season, and that currently trades at 46%. That means a $100 trade would pay you out $209 if they reach those 10 wins. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy into and out of your position. Trade a draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL and get up to $500 in bonus credits. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
25 weeks comes down to this.
You ready?
3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
You know, it's funny. Most of us don't think about our water heater until it's too late. So here's a little bonus from our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. During August, when you schedule any plumbing service, they'll include a free water heater inspection while they're already at your home. No pressure, no gimmicks. Just honest advice from a company that's built its reputation on doing things the right way. That's the Duck Duck standard. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter. 904-862-6769 or chuckduckfluter.com.
Storm season is here, and at JEA, we're on it. We work year-round to strengthen our electric, water, and sewer systems, making them more storm-resistant. Trees are trimmed around power lines to help reduce outages caused by falling debris. Plus, our online outage map and the MyJEA app make it easier than ever to report and monitor outages. So no matter what this storm season brings, we're ready to respond, restore, and keep you informed every step of the way. Learn more and see how you can prepare at JEA.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, we're back on the Duval deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. And with the workouts getting started a little bit later, it gives the media here covering a little bit of extra time this morning. So I thought I would pick the bird's eye view, the voice of the Jaguars, Frank Frangie. You enjoy him in the afternoon here on 1010XL. And Frank, I will say this: there's often a disconnect between what the organization is seeing in training camp and what the media is seeing. I don't feel that disconnect this year. I talk to whoever it is off the air and ask them, what are you seeing out there? And you know what they're seeing? They're seeing Branson Combs. They're seeing the two young receivers. They're seeing the same things that are flashing here. Now, that doesn't mean there's guys between 50 and 54 that are fighting for last spots, but can you in 1 year completely change your DNA so that consistency and progress is what's going to be expected every day? Because it feels like that's what I'm seeing.
Jeff, that's a great point. To your point, when you're not good, you're having to sell stuff.
That's right.
So you're having to sell, listen, that guy's really better than you think. And, I know you think we're weak there, but we got some back. Well, when
Chad Henne's really good.
Yeah, right, correct. Well, when you have a pretty good team, then you see the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell it. You don't have to say, hey, look, Josh Hines-Allen, Trevor Lawrence, pretty good player, but he knows that. So I think you're right. I think we have this is a good team. Now, look, nobody, and we've all talked about this, nobody has followed good years, surprisingly good years with surprisingly bad years like the Jags have. So that's why everybody is skeptical.
That's fair as a fan base.
It is. And
these guys know nothing of that
and
world.
have nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with it. But I think they have a pretty good team, Jeff. I really believe, and I'm always the guy that thinks that, but I think they've got a pretty good team.
I really think they're good in the positions that flash in this time of year. I think the passing game is excellent. I think the secondary is under the radar. My concerns are on those other sides that to this point we haven't really learned anything, and that is the trenches.
Right.
Whether it's depth issues on the defensive line or whether it's an established starting five on the offensive line, which I'm not sure we are at. So maybe those questions are, I think still to be answered by these guys. I think they got a pretty good idea on the secondary and receiving core, the skill positions where they'll probably land. Not that they don't keep competing, but I'm not sure even they know the exact way those O-line and D-lines are going to shake out.
And it's harder to know than ever, Jeff, because you don't hit anymore, right? I mean, nobody. I mean, they say it's padded practice, but it's not.
No,
It's not like Tom Coughlin hit, okay? There's no Oklahoma drill, so you really don't know. The questions I have, I think you're right. The interior, the defensive line. I think the offensive line is deep. Well, let's see. They didn't run the ball very well last year, so they're better than that. And running back, there's not a running back here that's been RB1 anywhere. So yeah, I agree with you. But look, that's why they have these joint practices, because that's the one time they sort of let you hit. Other than games, the one time they sort of let you still don't tackle anybody to the ground.
Well, you do it with a little bit more tension.
Yeah. You don't want to hit your guy.
Sure.
It's okay if you hit the other guy.
You may want to,
yeah,
but
right,
you can't.
right.
Yeah.
But you can hit the other guy's guy. You still can't tackle him to the ground.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, look, they're going to do a joint practice in New Orleans. They're going to do a joint practice with Carolina. And right now they're scheduled to do 2 with Tampa. Now, both Bowles and Liam might decide after 1, now we're good. But the plan now is for 4. So, but no, I agree with you. The physicality is what we don't know, and you're never going to know it until you play real football.
And in fairness to them, it's not like a fluke. It's not like you just played Madden for a season and you add up the stats. They were the number 1 rush defense. You can't do that if you are weak on the defensive line.
Yeah. No.
Now, look, I think the game situation, especially in the second half of the year, helped them be the number 1 rush defense. When you're trailing 21-3, you got to pass the ball.
Right.
That's what opponents for the Jags were faced with last year. But I think, and I said this, we've talked to Trayvon and I talked to Antonio Johnson today, and Liam obviously loves to play the visibility card. I don't know if it's a respect card anymore. It's a visibility card. And I think maybe that's just screaming at the clouds when it comes to this offense. You feel like they're starting to get their due around the league, but the defense remains under the radar. They get like no mention hardly.
I think the team's under the radar. What Liam said to you guys was fantastic.
Yeah.
It went viral. It went everything.
Sure.
But it was perfect.
It's accurate.
Yeah. Even with Trevor Lawrence was in the top 5 of the MVP voting. No one's talking about Trevor Lawrence. You know, I mean,
unless they're telling you he's the 15th best quarterback.
Correct. I mean, so you think about it. I think what Liam said. Number one, it was great radio. I think we all loved it. But beyond that, it was true. And so I'm still not smart enough to know how much that affects when you win a game or not. Obviously, you can use it to motivate your team. I still don't know how much that matters. But yeah, I think nobody's talking about them. I like you. I go on a lot of shows all over. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Hey, you think you guys will have a chance to win the division? Well, yeah, they just won the division.
Correct.
Do you think you guys can? Do you really? Are you really a playoff team? We're just in the playoffs.
Why? I don't.
But when I go on these radio shows, I'm being honest. I get that question. The talk show host in Minnesota or Detroit or wherever goes. So do you really think you can make the playoffs? Oh, honest to God.
I know.
I'm like, yeah,
I know.
Yeah. They won 13 games last year, so yeah, I kind of do really think that.
What I don't understand is, and I would, if Houston had been paying off their string of consistent success with any kind of playoff run ever, I don't understand how you look at last year and determine, as many have, that the Texans are not just better, but a couple of games better than the Jaguars.
I know. Well, and
that part,
I agree.
The Jags were much closer to the Texans in total defense than they were to the Jags in total offense.
Great point. The Texans have, but because the defense is so good, because it's been compared to the great defense, they have something people look at, and they've been winning the division. By the way, you're right. They're not very good on offense. I mean, if CJ Stroud is the guy he was as a rookie, then they'll be pretty good. But I can tell you this: nobody in Houston's convinced of that.
Yeah.
No, nobody's convinced that he's going to be a great player. So the Jags are the best team in this division. I believe this all my heart. I think the NFC is really good. But I think in the AFC, I think other than maybe Buffalo, because they did win. I mean, they came in here and won. I don't know that there's another AFC team that I think today is better than the Jags. Now, it may play out that way,
Sure,
but
that's fair.
it is what I think.
Well, it kind of circling back to was part of the opening opinion. That you could be viewed as a clown saying that in the past.
Yeah, that's right.
Even coming off a good year. It's not the year we're coming off of that has me secure in them being a double-digit win playoff team. It's not the year they had. That's not what gives me the optimism. It's the roster they have.
Correct.
And the coaching staff that they have.
Correct.
Tell me the last time the Jaguars had a top 10 coach and a top 10 defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you're right, by the way. It's not what you've done. It's what it looks like you're able to do.
Correct.
That's a really good point. It's not because you were good last year. It's because it was clear last year was an indicator of kind of what you have here. I agree with you. Look, I'm really excited about this thing. I mean, I'm always that guy. Jeff.
Sure,
I'm over the
I know.
top guy.
I got you.
I know who I am. But I've questioned the running backs until I see them. Honestly, that's the position I question. I'm worried about the interiors of the defense. To your point, the interiors of the two lines. So nothing's perfect. But, boy, I think they got a good – I can't wait. I can tell you that. I can't freaking wait.
I hear you.
I mean, I play golf. I mean, I'm like you. I play golf 4 times a week. But I can't wait for this to start and play less golf.
Okay. Well,
I'm
good.
going to play less golf.
All right.
You got the new grip going. You're all excited.
I haven't been playing much golf. I mean, Hicken plays more golf than I do.
Well, you know what? That's a problem.
It's a problem.
And
by when I say more, I mean significantly more.
Yeah,
He's playing twice as much golf as me.
That's a problem. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to ask you one other question, non-Jag related, before we let you go.
Right.
And I'm sure you've projected that as well. And you can also be accused of being a homer on this team.
Nah, not me.
What's the Gators' record going to be this year?
We did our thing. Look, I think.
Did you land? Here's what happened with me when I did that.
Where'd you land?
I landed with one more win than if you asked me what do you think they're going to be.
Okay, where'd you land?
I landed 9-3.
I landed 8-4.
But I think they're 8-4, and that's optimistic, by the way.
Here's what I'll tell you: when we had Summerall on, of course I'm a homer. I'm a homer guy for 40 years. But when I had Summerall on, I told him this: Gator fans were miserable with Napier. They were more miserable when they didn't get Kiffin. They were miserable about being miserable about they're miserable. And then Summerall gets the job, and 4 months later, everybody's happy. I said, John, I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
I hope you're a good coach.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out. He started laughing. I said, well, I guess we'll find out. He goes, yeah, we'll find out. But
I saw that clip.
But he somehow he has somehow become the guy that's rescued the Gators.
Well, now you got to win some games.
Right, and I'm guilty of being one of the guys he rescued. It's a hard schedule. You're playing young quarterbacks against a bunch of veteran quarterbacks. So it's going to be – it wouldn't shock anybody if it's a 6 or 7 win season, but it's not going to be 4. Okay?
No, and they're heading in a better direction.
No question. So
I'll tell you one of the again – this is important for those teams that maybe have been something in the past or trying to be more than nothing, which is kind of what Florida has been the last couple. But I tell you, a low-key, really important game early in the year is that Florida-Auburn game.
That's the game.
I mean, you got two coaches in their first year who handpicked their quarterbacks from where they came. Two teams that are positioned pretty similarly. Those are
it's a big game.
Good programs.
And like you, I've been to Auburn a bunch. It doesn't get credit for. It's loud as hell. It's a night game. It's a young quarterback. That game's big because of all those other reasons too. Number one, it's a gigantic game and
it's also a big rivalry that a lot of people aren't aware of.
Correct. And they played for it, but it's loud. It's on the road. You got a young quarterback. That's a big. I agree with you. It's a big game.
Yeah.
So, but I think they're going to be. Listen, I always think they're going to be good. So I think they're going to be good.
So Frank Frangie, Jags are winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And the Gators are going to be in the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, it'll be hard to figure to get both in.
Yeah,
but we'll figure out.
Be a lot of travel.
We'll figure out a way.
Happy holidays. All right, that's it, Frank
Thank
Frangie.
you,
Thanks for sitting down, sharing your perspective on camp to this point. We'll be back for the 9 o'clock hour. I still got a football fix and more that we haven't even dived into yet. And I got to share, it's a baseball time of year for me. And karma comes with a K, baby. And so far, so good on the karma train. I'll explain next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
What was that? It's a Tyrannosaurus. This sounds bigger.
1010XL. Extra large radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey, Florida homeowners. Are your electric bills through the roof? Your old windows and doors could be the problem. Renewal by Andersen offers superior energy-efficient solutions. For a limited time, buy 4 windows and doors, get the 5th free, plus 12-month special financing. Don't let another hot Florida summer drive up your energy bills. Upgrade your home's comfort, beauty, and energy efficiency with Renewal by Andersen. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's your main man E.T. here, and football season starts at Twin Peaks. Get your league together for your fantasy football draft day at your local lodge. And commissioners, get a $50 gift card at Twin Peaks. Book your fantasy football party at your local lodge, Twin Peaks, today.
It's back to school season. Get a brand new fence from Superior Fence and Rail. For a limited time, get free takedown and haul away of your old fence. A $500 value with your new fence purchase. Offer valid on residential projects of 100 plus linear feet. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Did you know that the Kuhn Flowers showrooms are filled with gift ideas for the ones you love? This is JJ. From floral arrangements to unique and timely gifts, Kuhn Flowers has been a staple here in Jacksonville for over 75 years. KuhnFlowers.com.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by AB Signs. During his presser, Gator head coach John Summerall commented on linebacker defensive end Jaden Woods.
Jaden Woods has a really, really high ceiling of how good he can become. Works as hard as anybody I've ever been around in my life.
Bonavita's Nancy Cox caught fire. 4 birdies and 7 holes locked her into the U.S. Women's Amateur Match Play at the Honors Course. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's 9:08. And it's 81 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned because it's Mr. Nasty time, and it's coming up next right here on The Drill.
XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
I'm faded, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty time. The nasty time.
All right, we're back for the 9 o'clock hour. They promised the nasty. I play along, I suppose. It's Custom Tree Searches Thursday, and I'll remind you, we're on the Duval deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. I'm off the hook here a little bit. Look, when we're down here doing our thing every day, I'm a media pass. We're set up on a studio here. I don't pay attention to what's open and what's not, but apparently it's a closed practice today. But the reason I say that, thank goodness, because back in the day, before you had to go online and reserve your spot, you could just say, hey, come on down, practice in an hour. I'd have a bunch of angry people out here. But I guess because you got to go online to get it, that I didn't steer anybody in the wrong direction, at least. Tomorrow, though, is the mock game, the controlled scrimmage, and that's going to start at 8:30, and you got to get in line for that, and we'll be back open to the public. I have a question. Is astronaut still like a badass job? Like, if you're an astronaut, are you like a extra, is that extra level macho? Because like back in the day when I was a kid, like if you name like the top 5 men, professions, the astronaut was a dude.
I remember that. Yeah.
Is it still? It's not. Is it that way anymore?
I don't think so.
Taylor Doll, come here real quick.
Yeah, I don't think it's up there like it used to be.
I can't answer this question. Put that headset on for me.
Yeah, we got to ask the young whippersnappers.
Helmets and heels, Taylor. I need a female perspective. Yes. And you're a female.
I am. Thank you, Jeff.
Is astronaut still like a badass job, like a hottie job? Like, like when we're ENT, when I was a kid, like astronaut would have been
you wanted to grow up to be.
That's right, one of the stud jobs, right? It's not anymore, is it?
I don't think so. I don't think you hear people talking about it that way. And if somebody said, you'd probably be like, that's cool, but you wouldn't be like, ooh.
Like cowboy back in the day, you probably still can conjure up some sort of cowboy fantasy, can't you? No astronaut fantasies, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I bring this up because we have made history. I saw this in the news over the weekend. I meant to bring it up before this, but we have a UNF grad turned astronaut who will take his first mission to space in September. So Jacksonville has never produced an astronaut.
Yeah.
JU and UNF until now had never produced an astronaut, but Luke Delaney.
That's pretty cool.
Is going to pilot the SpaceX crew mission to the International Space Station. Target date September 12th. He earned his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from UNF in 2006. Then went on to get a degree in aerospace engineering. It was home for him and his wife and his family for a period of time. They live somewhere else now, but still, history being made.
It's definitely cool. I'll tell you one thing. It's something I wouldn't want to do. I've watched a lot of movies. The recent Hail Mary movie. Have you watched that
where
one?
You get stuck.
I don't want to.
It's not a good place to be stuck, space. No. You don't have a lot of options.
it's like, here's 6 years to travel to get to this thing, and you're in this ship in Hail Mary or
Sure.
whatever. I don't know how long
Did
they're
you
going.
like that movie?
I liked it. It was not what I thought
It's
it was
kind of
going to be.
long, people say.
It
I
wasn't-
saw it. It didn't seem that long to me, but I guess it was.
wasn't what I thought, but we were talking about this yesterday. I don't watch a lot of previews before because I don't like things spoiled.
Okay.
So I didn't know the premise of the movie. And then I get in and I was like, oh, he has like an alien friend. It's like a little rock friend. I didn't know that's where it was going.
It was a little different, but well, there you go. I have the official. I needed the female perspective
I got
on,
it.
just where astronaut now ranks as one of those. What are the top 5 studly men? Professions right now, top 5 from Taylor Dahl. I could be opening up a Pandora's box for you.
know.
Your direct, messages may come flying in.
I know, yeah. They'll be like, that's what I do. I don't know.
You can withdraw from the question. You don't have to
I'm just
answer.
trying to think. I wonder if it's even talked about the way that it used to, because now there's so many like work from home jobs. So people do like what sounds cool, but then you're working in your living room.
Please don't. Just as long as you don't tell me influencer, we're good.
Oh well, Jeff, I got you. So I've done a couple of the Gator Bowl, the career fairs, and I
Okay.
can tell you what they say a lot. Some of them still say I want to work in sports.
Okay.
So that's whether football, basketball.
I was
whatever
kind
it
of
is.
sitting here thinking what a stud I am.
So they want to work in sports. They want
She
to be an
laughed hard, E. She laughed
entrepreneur.
hard.
Entrepreneurs up there.
Yeah, that's code for I'm going to live with mom and dad.
And then the number 3 is I want to be a content creator.
Yeah.
God, that's just awful.
Yeah.
In other words, I want to do something that I don't have to work and I can make a lot of money, which
Correct.
nobody makes. These idiots, you young people that think you're going to be like influencing content creators, you have a worse chance than my guy shooting buckets right now at basketball camp being an NBA player. I don't know how we've lost sight of this. I mean, honestly,
You know what I said I wanted to be when I was little? My mom tells me this story. I said I wanted to be a car wash worker because I got to just like work outside in the water
Well,
in the summertime.
well, congratulations. You've settled for radio.
I've settled for radio.
All right, there she goes, Taylor Dahl. What time is Helmets and Heels again?
Yeah,
Noon?
we're on 2.
Yeah,
well,
2.
not on today though. Thursday.
okay.
Jaguars programming today.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. There she goes, out here watching today's workouts, which are closed to the public, but they're not closed to the competition, and not in full pads today, by the way, just the uppers and shorts. Tomorrow, full pads and the mock game. All right, ET, do you have something for me? You want to take a quick time out? Oh, here it comes. Streamers fall from the sky.
You want to go?
Price is
You want to go to timeout and do it?
It's up. You tell me how long it looks.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's go to break and do it, and then we'll come.
All
back.
right, let's do that. We will. It's a custom tree surgeons Thursday. We're on the Duval deck here, presented by ProCraft Cabinetry, as always from the Miller Electric Center. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll also be back at Full Strength tomorrow, and I'm going to do something that they told me not to do. Should I do that, E?
Oh man, you're on
like,
list.
No, I mean I've been told, I was told by those in power here. We're not going to go as high up the chain as Shad Khan, but I've been told not to do what I'm about to do. But I'm dang near almost positive we'll have Trevor tomorrow morning.
Sir.
So I'm just, again, and the reason they want you to say anything, because guess what happens if we don't have Trevor tomorrow?
What
It doesn't
happened?
look bad on us. It looks like the Jags and Trevor that did something. So
Hey, pull up on us, Steezy.
now I think, I would not say it if I weren't sure. I've been told. Listen, it's funny, bro. When you're that superstar status, even those within the organization, they tiptoe around you, man.
Oh, absolutely.
They just tiptoe around
For
you.
real.
Forget. Like, we haven't had any stars here, so it's always been for the last 15 years. Any Jaguar you want, anytime you want them, you can have them. There was nobody who had built in any installation, whereas I feel a little tiptoeing around when it comes to Steezy. So I do expect to have him tomorrow is what I'm saying. All right, well, what do we have anyway when we come back? What should I be waiting on? Is it a pop quiz?
Pop quiz. We talking
Oh.
wide receivers, baby.
Okay. Okay, I like that. We'll do that and more when we return on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, making your sports day last a little longer.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks a million.
Go into the night with Rick Ballou.
Amen, right? That's right.
Then it's Hacker After Dark.
I know. It's amazing.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Hey,
Hey, gang, Hicken here. The investment landscape always changing. New rules, new regulations, new opportunities. But at ITP Partners, one thing stays constant, our commitment to your financial future. Whether it's consolidating your accounts, rolling over an old 401k, or helping maximize your pension programs, we help make your financial journey simple and smart. And our ITP partners, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Reagan Wright, Reed Wingate, Dan Abel, and Janice Cobb. Oh, personalized investment strategy built on trust, transparency, and experience. Get that money in motion this summer. Let ITP Partners help you pursue your financial goals. ITP Partners, stable, strategic, secure, my financial partners for life. Registered representatives offering securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, members FINRA, SIPC, and advisory services offered through Blue Horizon Equity.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
From the tee to the green and everywhere in between. Join Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros for Brunch with the Tour. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and North Florida Medical Centers. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Looking for an engagement ring that doesn't look like everyone else's?
Not every woman wants a cookie cutter ring that you find in every jewelry store around town.
Meet Ben Lupo, second generation owner at Beard's Diamonds, who says a lot of couples come in today looking for something different, even a custom design ring. They come in with pictures or drawings, or sometimes they combine things they like from several rings into a one-of-a-kind creation.
And we can really kind of put all of those notes into one piece and show her her creation. If she likes it, we move forward. If not, we can change it however many times to make sure that we get it correct for her.
And here's the best part. Custom design rings at Beard's usually don't cost any extra.
You really have that ability to fully customize your ring without spending a ton of dollars, as opposed to just buying something right out of the case.
So don't settle for a chain store cookie cutter ring. Come to Beard's for all the top designer rings, and where you can also create that one-of-a-kind treasure.
You get the ability to customize your ring and put your stamp on it however you want.
Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right. Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatcierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Oh, we had a fun, fast-paced show down here at the Miller Electric Center today. Our broadcast perch, nice and comfy. We're on the Duval deck, presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry. So as we'll keep it rolling here on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday, I want to thank everybody who's stopped by along the way. We had Tony Baselli in the 6 o'clock hour. He was fantastic. We had Antonio Johnson to kick off the 7 o'clock hour. He is just one of those many bright and emerging, you could argue, stars, especially in the secondary, man. It seems like there's a lot of athletic ability and playmaking ability in that secondary. It showed last year. Antonio Johnson had 5 interceptions. There's not a ton of 5 interception seasons in the NFL, not anymore. Offenses have become incredibly efficient. Fred Taylor joined us in the 8 o'clock hour. I gave his perspective on the importance of play calling and how that chess game can make things better or worse for sure. And thanks to some of the 1010 XL crew who stopped along. Frank and his perspective on the Jags camp to this point, and Taylor setting us straight on just how badass the astronaut profession still is. So with all that, I turn it back to ET, who says he's got a pop quiz. Involves the receivers.
Yes, sir, Jeffrey. It seems like ever since training camp started, the theme of the days has been wide receiver. It just feels that way. I guess about all this talk with Parker Washington, the emergence of BTJ having a great camp, and of course, Travis Hunter, not to forget our boy Jacoby. So, Jeffrey, on this latest edition of Stump the Ump, I got a list here of the top 10 active receiving yards leaders, Jeffrey. I want to see if you could give me the top 10 active receiving yards leaders.
Receiving yards. So, I mean, this is not a list of the top 10 receivers in the NFL.
I like the way you're going there.
Yeah, we gotta have some. I mean, I would think number one is Mike Evans.
Number one is Mike Evans. That is correct.
Yeah, that would make sense. Now, who's been around now for long enough? I would think that Devontae Adams is probably 2 or 3. Oh, wait, hold on. You better not give me the ank. You tell me Devontae
I
Adams.
will not give you the ank. I'm just looking for my tone.
Oh, okay.
Devontae is number 4. 8,480. Devontae is
so
correct.
8480, and I've already said I'm not going to. I'm not cheating here. If you see me using my phone, I'm just.
And Mike Evans is number 1 at 13,052. That's the high number, 13,052. The low number is 7,174.
7,000. That's where you get into. I mean, is my man Cooper Kupp at that number already? You started thinking in those terms. These guys put up some monster years.
I ain't gonna let you talk yourself out of it. Cooper Kupp is 5th on the list with 8,369. Right now, you have 1, 4, and 5.
I mean, these boys Chase and Jefferson been in the league for a while now. I missed some time. What's the low number?
I ain't gonna let you talk yourself out of it. Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
8,480. He's number 4 on the list.
Okay.
So we got Mike Evans. Oh, you got Mike Evans number 3, Devontae Adams number 4, Justin Jefferson, and number 5, Cooper Kupp.
Oh, I got one for you. Stephon Diggs. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Not top 10, huh?
No, not top 10.
What?
Surprising. Sure? Yeah. I'm looking at this list. Yeah, he ain't on this list.
I'm not. He's got 11,500 yards. I looked it up.
Active receiving leaders. He's not on this list.
Oh, you know why? Because he just got signed yesterday. I wonder if they had him as
yeah. This post probably went up late.
I'm thinking this list may be a little rogue now. I mean, 11,000 would be the daggum leader, wouldn't it?
It would be 11,000 would have him in 4th place.
Okay, yeah, 11,504 is what I'm getting for. And I'm not looking at names. I'm shocked that he wouldn't be in the top 10.
This list went up, or this post went up yesterday.
Yeah, well, they missed one, brother.
Yeah, they did.
All right. How about? I'm looking at guys who have been around for a while. Is that a mistake now? What about? I mean, there's some guys that maybe you might not even think of them in those terms.
There are a couple
What's
of guys.
the low number?
7,174.
How about DJ Moore?
Oh, I like that, Jeffrey. DJ Moore is number 6 on the list with 8,213.
Okay.
So you have 1.
Well, Chase
3.
has to have his men. Did I say Chase already?
You have not said Chase, and I wouldn't tell you to say Chase.
How could Chase not have as many yards as DJ Moore? That's hard to believe.
That is.
I know he's been injured.
This is per Fox on NFL on Fox Instagram.
I'm going to tell you, I might have to call NFL on Fox Instagram, tell them they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Jamar, I'm just looking at last year. Jamar, yeah. I mean, again, I got you. Yeah, you're right. Well, he's only played 5 years. Seems like he's been in the league younger. He's only at 6,800. So
he's not on there.
I just don't know what happened with the Stephon Diggs thing. That's
I'm with you there.
Who am I missing? How many are we missing?
You have 1, 3, 4. So you have 1 Mike Evans, 3 Devontae Adams, 4 Justin Jefferson, 5 Cooper Kupp, and 6 DJ Moore. You're missing number 2.
Odell?
And don't think receiver.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a receiver?
Correct. It does not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just active receiving yards.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to go with Kelsey then.
And he's the only one of his kind on here.
And he's number 2?
Yep.
Or no?
Number 2.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know we were doing. All right, now.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I just need 7, 8, 9, 10. If you were Dan Hickett, I would tell you this is my favorite wide receiver.
Oh, is it A.J. Brown?
He's number 7 with 8,029.
I was going to say him, so I feel good that I would have gotten one. All right, let me look at how about yeah, now we're getting into that territory.
These last 3 are a little tough. One of them might not be.
What about? Yeah, this is probably some of these may be misses. So,
all right.
Is Keenan Allen active?
You know, I'm not sure if he's active. He's not on the list.
Yeah, because he would be on the list. Is Michael Pittman Jr. played long enough to get to 8?
He's not on the list.
Yeah, he's not on the list.
Mike Evans played with this guy.
Well, now he's in San Francisco. It's Godwin's not there yet.
Godwin is on the list at number 8.
Really?
That's incredible, ain't it?
That's surprising.
7,626.
Wow. Yeah, I guess. Wow. I up is down now. I can't figure this thing out, man.
I thought this guy would have been a little bit higher on the list. Plays for in Jerry's world.
CD, he's there already?
He's number 9 with 7,400.
I was going to say to him by default, but then when Jamar Chase didn't show up, I got a little afraid of that narrative. All right, what? And so.
And the last guy got into an incident last year. He needs to keep his hands to himself.
Oh, DK Metcalf, huh?
DK Metcalf, 7,174.
Man, you know what that tells me? I bet you that neighborhood between like number 7 and number 20 must be awfully crowded.
It got to be close, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of guys that are real similar to those last 2 or 3 that we mentioned, and I'm shocked that, and again, it's only been 5 years, but I'm surprised that Jamar Chase isn't up in that territory already. All right, we'll take a timeout. I'll come back with today's golden moment, and I mean, we've saved it all day. I'm going to use it. I've got some NFL notes that are worth sharing. We call it a football fix, so we'll do that next as well. It is a custom Tree Surgeons Thursday as we broadcast live from the Duval deck presented by Pro Craft Cabinetry, live inside the Miller Electric Center.
The DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Frank the Am said, hold on tight.
Closing the gap.
Sunday at Iowa Speedway.
Through 3 and 4.
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's high performance NASCAR station 1010 XL.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn, and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right. Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Good thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen, man. That's what they want you to do, man. The Sunshine State brings some challenges out there, and if you're out there for a long time fishing, playing golf, watching your kids play, working, man, get on a floppy hat, long sleeve dry fit with cooler temps, sunscreen if you need it. Listen, they'll take care of you. Nobody better than Dr. Boudreaux, Dr. Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery. It's a great place I go. Shout out to Solana Road. That's where I go for all my skincare needs. I had a hydrofacial there. Terrific. Get your wife a hydrofacial. You'll be glad you did. Listen, but take care of that skin. And if something does show up, then go online at beachesdermatology.com. Find the best location to serve you logistically, and you'll be glad you did. They'll take care of all your skincare needs. That's beachesdermatology.com.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Daly's, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection. Tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Daly's. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Daly's is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Daly's. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Daly's is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Daly's. Daly's is made fresh, it's made local, and Daly's is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate chessman, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Vol. Vol.
The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, I think the golden moment is kind of like a confirmation on what we're seeing down here through these first, week or so is kind of confirmed us what the Jaguars are seeing. So maybe in a year more than any other, the camp reports that you're reading and what the media, what we're seeing, it's aligning, pretty closely with what the Jaguars are seeing. So like when you see these two young rookie receivers flashing and making plays, they're seeing that too. When you see Branson Combs and he's really, competing for that starting job with Ventrell Miller, that's what they're seeing, and that's what they're, expressing as well. So, on the record, off the record can be kind of nebulous, but from what I'm gleaning, what we're seeing and some of the conclusions we're drawing from what we're seeing, I think that's shared by, and I think this, again, goes back to these guys aren't trying to be sneaky or silly or outsmart everyone. When they tell us the offensive line needs to get better, I tell you guys, I bet you we have 3 new offensive line starters. And then what did we have last year? 3 new offensive line starters. When they have their postseason wrap-up press conferences and they all but say, I just don't know if we're going to be able to afford Etienne and Lloyd, I tell you, hey, Etienne and Lloyd gone. Etienne and Lloyd are gone. So I think when it comes to some of these, I don't think this is going to be a real hard roster to predict who the 53 are. I'm sorry. I'm told not to stand up, and I did it anyway. So to the bosses back at the station, that's on me. Kind of like unsightly is what that was. So that's my golden moment. Just kind of confirmation of what we're seeing. And what we're seeing really is a good football team that continues to work on getting better and that has that competitive gene seemingly instilled at them. I don't think it's just lip service and cliche when they talk about those things. This is kind of legit. I've got another call from my best friend. His first name is Spam, and his last name is Risk. He calls all the time. I just keep letting him go to voicemail. Maybe that's why. He just won't let up. You got any buddies named Spam, last name Risk?
Oh, man, I got a whole – and I got a Mr. Likely, Scam Likely.
We had this little brief. It was like a 3-week era of they stopped that crap. Like I had about like a month where I didn't get constantly bombarded with spam calls and spam emails. It's like they did something up, and then it lasted about a month. It feels like a few years back. So anyway, all right. Without further ado, I will offer up a football fix. We got some news and notes from around the National Football League. The Jags are on the field right now. They're going through some 11-11, so that's always fun to watch. They're on the far field this morning, so I can't see quite as well. But a lot of the same of what we've seen to this point. The Football Fix is brought to you by Mandy Bowers, the Bowers Agency, her dream team. They're going to hook you up for all your insurance needs. And by the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. And for me yesterday, home of the baseball grip. Desperate times call for desperate measures. All right, we had breaking news this morning, and that's Jonathan Taylor, the very, very, very good Colts running back. Lands an extension, a 2-year, $44 million extension. We had Fred Taylor on earlier today and says, he's happy to see running backs starting to get their due. And I'll say this, too, about the running back position. We're about to get into a nice little money-making exposure time for running backs, because the other side of this trend of going, 12 personnel, if I hear it again, I go crazy. 12 personnel, 13 personnel, where you're using strictly indicating whether it's 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends. That means more running, less receivers, more running backs. And so the paychecks are starting to display that way as well. I think it's a real good, quiet, low-key signing by the Commanders as they try and get look, this is a crucial year for Washington. You're trying to get Jaden Daniels back on track, man. And what he was able to do as a rookie was in some ways unprecedented. And it's still kind of Terry McLaurin and who. And they go get Stephon Diggs, who, by the way, comes in with the kind of attitude that you would want when you sign a guy with his resume. Says he's ready to be the best number 2 receiver in the league. So you're not going to deal with, any of these playbook, arguments about who's getting the ball. So, Stephon Diggs, that in NFC East, nobody seems willing to give up in that thing. Like, you got 4 teams. That NFC East may end up looking like the NFC South from a record standpoint, although better probably the teams. But can we see a world where they're all between, 7-10 and 9-8? Maybe not. People are big on the Cowboys. I'll be big on the Cowboys when the Cowboys checks notes. Do anything. When's the last time the Cowboys were even in a conference championship game? Has it been 30 years? So I know. Dak's T-shirts aside, I can't look at the Cowboys and think, ooh, there's a Super Bowl team. All right, more from the National Football League. Carson Beck gets a great opportunity tonight. The Mandarin product will start the Hall of Fame game for Arizona against the Carolina Panthers. It's only, what is this stat I just had? Carson Beck. No, I'm not going to use that one. Anyway, Beck, who played here at Mandarin, went to Georgia, went to Miami. He's had success at all levels, and they're going to sit Brissett and Minshew, so I would expect that he would play a lot. Aaron Donald apparently working out for the Rams. I guess they want to just make sure that this guy can play. What's your name again, son? And when he does come back, it's just going to be one more foundational piece for a Rams team that's going to try, and win the Super Bowl this year. I'm not going to buy into the narrative that they're going to sell you here. We're going to have there will be a window in the next 5 weeks of nonstop NFL coverage where they sell you on the possibility of an all LA Super Bowl. That's coming. It's going to be on. You're going to turn it on Stephen A, or you're going to be listening to your favorite podcast, and somehow the prospects of an all LA Super Bowl, forgetting that Chargers going to charge her. Jerry Jeudy continues to clarify a viral video where he appeared to endorse one quarterback or the other. I don't know why this is such a big deal, even if it were, but he says he's talked to both quarterbacks. In this case, Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. One of those guys is going to come to Jacksonville to open the season and lose 41-13. So that'll be exciting for, whoever it is. Bijan got paid yesterday. That leaves Jahmyr Gibbs, and, he's going to get one of those $25 million deals that Bijan got. In fact, Bijan lets it be known that he and Gibbs even talked about contracts amend their hold-ins. Bijan's ends yesterday, whereas Jahmyr Gibbs still waiting on that monster check that most certainly will come his way. So the Chiefs have a new home, right? Their home name is going to return to simply Arrowhead Stadium. The home of the Chiefs. Well, okay, this is just saying it was the GF. I don't know what it was. GEHA Field at Arrowhead. Now it's just going to go back to Arrowhead Stadium. Did the Chiefs sign a deal? They're leaving. Did that ever happen? They threaten this stuff so much. Like, are the Bears like in Indiana, or is it still up for air that they're in the Chicago area? I can't keep up with it. It's the same thing with the Chiefs. Didn't I read the Chiefs are moving, like to Kansas? Right? Isn't that a thing? Whether it's Arrowhead there or not. And then, like, again, we had the deal, right, that the Bears were moving to Indiana. Are they? No one knows, E. That's the strange thing. No one knows.
No one knows.
All right, last thing. I would put this guy as an under-the-radar difference maker potentially in the AFC South. And this is just a slight note on the NFL news page this morning. But Tank Dell to the Texans carries implications. Tank Dell was like playing kind of on par with Nico Collins before he went down with that tear. Remember that injury he had in the back of the end zone?
Oh, yeah.
Was that against the Chiefs? Maybe that may have even been a playoff game. But he ripped up every one of those ligaments, and he has missed extended time. He was hurt in 2024, and he hasn't played since. But he returned to practice for the Houston Texans yesterday. He was limited, but caught a few passes from C.J. Stroud. Again, a third rounder in 2023. He missed all of 2025 after showing progress in his first 2 years. He's had to have 2 ACL surgeries, a second one in March of 2025 after the initial at the end of 2024. Actually, he had a broken leg in early December of his rookie year against the Broncos. And then he had that bad ACL injury, but back on the field in 25 career games, though. So that would be a season and a half, 10 touchdowns, 1,400 receiving yards. And again, I think a guy that they would happily pencil in as number 2. And they've added additions. The key is, can the guy get him the ball? And that C.J. Stroud and that narrative has certainly wavered in the last couple of years. Going to put a wrap on it next. We're live on the Duval Deck presented by ProCraft Cabinetry. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. The storms and the bad weather, it rolls in and it wrecks your property. They'll get it fixed up nice and straight. Always leave your property better than they found it. So let me take care of the legwork. If you have issues when it comes to trees and you need tree services, Custom Tree Surgeons, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. Introduce you to Jaguars today. Hand it off, as they say. Next on 1010XL.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Let's talk insurance, or as I say, assurance, because that's what you get with my friend Mandy at the Bowers Agency. Mandy and her dream team at the Bowers Agency will personalize your insurance playbook. They will give you max protection. Not your average insurance agent. Mandy and the Bowers Agency have everything you need. Home, life, business, auto. Call Mandy at the Bowers Agency or visit them on Facebook or at BowersAgencyJacks.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This is Frank Frangie. When you buy tires from Big Chief Tire, the savings don't stop when you leave the store. Every tire purchase includes the Extra Mile program. That means $10 off every oil change, free tire rotations, free tire repairs, air pressure checks, and more. No points to track, no gimmicks, just real value from a family-owned Jacksonville business that's been serving local drivers for generations. Learn more at WeKeepJacksRollin.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all the top real estate agents and builders who refer us business every day. Thinking about buying or building a new home? At Trustline Mortgage, we're here to make the mortgage process simple, clear, and stress-free. That's why First Coast residents have trusted us for more than 37 years. Since 1989, Trustline Mortgage has been your local mortgage company dedicated to personal service. Real people, real conversations, and real solutions. Whether you're looking for a conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loan, Trustline Mortgage brings over 4 decades of experience to help you. And did I mention we offer the most competitive jumbo rates in Florida? If you're ready to buy, build, refinance, or simply explore your options, call Trustline Mortgage today at 904-381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS 246445.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal.
Hey, Jason, I'm glad your technician could come look at my air conditioner on Monday. You guys were crazy busy.
Mondays are always crazy. What happened?
Oh, stupid AC started making a funny noise Friday night, so I had to put up with it all weekend before I could call you Monday morning.
Why didn't you call on Saturday or Sunday?
What? And leave a message for who knows when?
We answer the phone all weekend, and we can have a crew dispatched right away.
You can?
We have expert crews on call all weekend long. And if they're on call, they'd actually like to work.
You mean I could have called on Friday and had it fixed on Saturday?
Or called on Sunday and had it fixed on Sunday.
For the same price as always?
Same as Monday to Friday. We have the same world-class service at the same prices 7 days a week.
Really?
If you call on the weekend, your problem gets fixed on the weekend.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
That's the kind of aggression I need there on the musical bed, Z. I like that. Let's get this thing jazzed up and ready to go. The boys will be hitting a little bit more tomorrow. They have a mock game. Now, look, the goal here is to keep them off the ground. Don't get anybody hurt. We're seeing it happen. It can be non-contact. Some of it is luck, but you can also make your own luck and just how you approach these things. And so far, I mean, we're a weekend without any major injuries. Look, don't blame me for mushing. I don't have anything to do with the with the practices that are going on out there. But yeah, it's so far been so good, and I feel like from talking to people down here, they're pretty happy, satisfied with the way things have moved to this point. Well, and I'm not buying into any karmic aspect to the Dodgers just having a little slump, but they've lost both games since they got Scooble. They have lost 6 in a row overall. In fact, now at 69-46, the Dodgers have the 3rd best record in the National League. The Braves are hot. I think their pitchers maybe took at least right out of the gates. They got the Liam Cohen treatment, Maybe Walt Weiss walked in to Grant Holmes and Bryce Elder. Look what they're saying about you. We should have got this guy and that guy. They've at least responded the first 2 times out. And the Braves, for all that news about the hot start that they had, they currently have their longest win streak of the year. They've won 7 straight. Their lead over the Phillies is up to 8.5 games. And and it will remain, don't have the pitching to compete with the Dodgers, especially when it comes to trying to win a World Series. So we shall see. The other team that's showing no signs of slowing down is the Red Sox. I mean, this is getting silly, dude. The Red Sox are now, is it 25-5 in their last 30, or is it 35-5 in their last 40? It's something absolutely ridiculous. So once again, now they've got they won that, 15 in a row. They've now got another 7-game win streak. They've won 9 out of 10. So, yeah, it's probably 25-5 in their last 30. They're just a game back now of the Yankees. And then those Devil Rays are right, because they'll devil you. I don't know how they do it, but seemingly year in and year out, Tampa Bay is a little bit better than you would have expected them to be. Meanwhile, you can't help but take any success your baseball team has with just a little bit of a grain of salt, knowing that the Dodgers and that $1 trillion payroll are there waiting on you. All right, the Jags are underway here on the field. They got a little bit of a later start, so coming off an off day, they went about a half hour later. Today is one of those rare days that was closed to the Gen Pop, so just working out in front of the assembled media today, and then we'll get the relative press conferences and whatnot. Meanwhile, ET, play us in. Get us out of here. Jaguars Today coming up next.
Thrill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, so we'll bring in Mike Dempsey here in just a second. I looked at my I'm sorry. I looked at my clock. I saw 9:57, and then I looked back. I saw 9:51. So I brought you in just a little bit earlier. I thought I was saving myself from bringing you in late, but yeah, here's another training. If the players aren't to the dog days of camp, Mikey, I'm to the dog days of camp.
Right,
now. I've seen what I need to see.
It's just steamy and uncomfortable out here this morning, and there was not a whole lot going on in my 45 minutes to an hour down on the field.
I just don't know what it is I'm looking for to see. I don't know. I mean, I think I've seen what I need to see. I don't know what can happen, barring like major injury, that's going to change my perspectives on how I think this season's going to go. They seem to be
I got
a
you.
little more built than I felt comfortable thinking.
I think there are some position battles, that are interesting, but I think, we could probably nail 51 out of the 53 players on the roster right now. I think that would have been the case 2 weeks ago, too. Like you said, barring injury. I'm sure there's still some things playing out. Ryan O'Halloran yesterday made the prediction that Branson Combs will open up the season as the weak side starting linebacker. So we'll talk about that today. Some other guys that may be able to make a push. But, yeah, I think for the most part, the DNA of this team is here. It's just how they, mix and match it over the course of the year.
You mentioned the Combs, and he's locked into this battle. Looks like it's going to go down to the final minutes, and he'll be the starter, him or Ventrell Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I wrong to kind of draw a corollary, a parallel here? Last year, one of the main storylines were Ventrell Miller and Devin Lloyd going down to the wire to see who the starter was. Well, the guy who won that job ended up being a heck of a player. I mean, is it out of the line of thinking to say whoever wins this job, I don't expect it to be Devin Lloyd, but maybe a little bit better replacement than we think?
Could be. Then again, Tank Bigsby was listed as the co-starter with Travis Achan now and got shipped out for a bag of peanuts and, is slated to be probably a career backup at this point. So who knows, man? I mean, yes, it's possible, though, to answer that. It's
encouraging that it's viewed as a similar battle to last year, which produced a really good player. Maybe it doesn't this year.
I think you got to hope that a lot of it leans into the scheme of Anthony Campanelli. And how often did he just put Devin Lloyd in the right place to make plays? You got to make the plays when you're there, but I do think this scheme, obviously, you come in, you go from, 9 turnovers to 31. The defensive coordinator is doing something right.
Oh, for sure. That's the play calling part of it. I think we tend to give all the credit to the chess master who's playing offense, right? Because that's what you see, and that's what drives your fantasy team and your scoreboard total on offense. But, the guy on defense is also playing chess with that guy, sending him missed signals, putting, rooks where the bishop was supposed to be. So we shall see. Well, all right, Jaguars today, they are alive here as well. We're on the Duval deck presented by ProCraft Cabinetry. It's been a custom tree surgeons Thursday on the drill. We will see you again back here tomorrow. We're back in full strength tomorrow and another day here at camp. So Jaguars today next. We'll see you tomorrow.